It's every lottery player's dream.
He won $165 million.
Anything can happen.
And I'm hearing her screaming, and I hear, we won, and the next thing I know, she was on top of me, riding me like Seabiscuit, shaking my head, saying, we won.
For some, it's a way to save the farm.
We were thinking about selling the farm just to survive.
Winning can make dreams come true.
You drive a Corvette down the street, everybody notices.
Hey, how's it going?
For some, lottery lightning strikes twice.
I am surrounded by lottery winners with my husband and my brother.
For others, a win brings a blow to a family's reputation.
It's a lie. No, it's a lie. Okay. It's a lie.
The story went from who were the winners to the Morrisons owe the county of Suffolk $1 million.
We're the Morrisons.
And we won $165 million from the lottery.
Just 7 months ago, Mary and Rich Morrison lived here with 4 of their 6 daughters, and the family was on the brink of financial disaster.
I see a sad-looking house right now.
I see a house that was full of activity and love and was a great house for us for all those years.
Right back there was the car that I was driving. It would break down, and I couldn't pass inspections. It was humiliating. It was.
For years, the Morrisons made a living running homeless shelters. But when the county shut them down in 2005, Mary and Rich fell on hard times and could barely pay the bills.
We were living really poor. It was tough. I thought we were going to lose our house.
Then, just before Christmas 2009, Mary's daughter Angel urged her mom to buy a lottery ticket.
I was with my mom when we bought the ticket. It was a week before Christmas, and I saw the lotto sign. I was like, it'd be really nice if we won this. And Mom was like, no one wins. I was like, it wouldn't hurt to try. So she went, bought the tickets, and we won.
The next morning, Mary checked her numbers and realized she really did have the winning ticket.
I shook. I jumped up and down on the bed. I jumped on him. I was screaming, yelling. I went ballistic.
And the next thing I know, she was on top of me, riding me like Seabiscuit, shaking my head, saying, we won. I thought she was actually trying to kill me.
The Morrisons won $165 million in the New York Mega Millions lottery, making them Long Island's largest jackpot winners ever.
We're going to start a foundation, and we're going to help people that are destitute.
They took a lump sum payment of $102 million and ended up with $75 million after taxes. With that payout, the Morrison family moved from their 3,000 square foot home to this $3.9 million, 13,000 square foot mansion set in an exclusive enclave of Long Island. The designer house comes complete with indoor and outdoor pools, 5 bedrooms, and 7 bathrooms, one with 18-karat gold faucets. The 6 Morrison girls, who used to bunk 3 to a room,
Whoa, it's baby mama.
Mama?
now have loads of space, but they're still very close. Ranging in age from the youngest, 14-year-old Angel, to the eldest, Dawn, who at 39 sometimes looks at her sisters as daughters.
I get mixed up sometimes between being a sister and looking at them as a child, as if they were my own.
When you grow up in a house of all girls, you already have best friends, so all of our friends are friends, but we really are each other's best friend.
First on the Morrisons' daily agenda, a workout with their personal trainer.
Everybody finish up the abs and we'll get started on the upper body.
The trainer comes 3 days a week to help the family maintain their resolution to get in shape.
We all decided to get fit.
Part of the workout, running laps in the house.
3 minutes. Come on, just slow down.
No, thank you!
Come on, you can finish. Go.
And when it's over,
You guys deserved it. You worked hard.
it's time to eat.
Hello?
We need 10 minutes.
I know, breakfast is ready.
I'm really hungry. So much.
But it's not mom and dad scrambling the eggs.
My name is Steven, and I'm the chef for the Morrisons for this week. As of right now, I'm making a frittata, which is an Italian egg that's being baked with scallions and asparagus. Then I'm doing some eggs and steak benedict. I'm cooking for 8 people. I'm making 2 meals a day.
And he does dishes.
What is it?
It's a frittata.
It's an egg pizza.
It's an Italian egg pizza.
It's a frittata?
A frittata.
You're cursing at me.
The great thing about the chef, he cooks 2 meals a day, and they're very good meals.
I always tell my dad when we were struggling, Daddy, there's a light at the end of the rainbow. Who knew this was the end of the rainbow and this was the light?
Hell of a rainbow. Hey,
At the end of the rainbow, Mary's dream home.
Hi, welcome to the Morrisons' new home. This room is where I've placed a lot of our angels that we've collected through the years, and I do believe in angels.
And every one of the 22 rooms is decorated by Mrs. Morrison.
Can you imagine? I've always wanted a large table where my family could sit down and be together. And this is the casual room where we sit around and just hang out, and the grandchildren jump all over the place. We watch some TV. It's more, actually every room is comfortable.
Even the family pet got an upgrade.
He's the talking bird. I don't know if I can get him to talk, but Leo, hello. Hello, Leo. He'll live to 80. He moved into a mansion too. He had this calf cage like this. Now he's got a big cage that needs to be cleaned. But sometimes he can be a little annoying, but you know, it was a Mother's Day present. From my husband. Come on down.
Downstairs, there's a state-of-the-art home theater.
It's great for the whole family to come in and watch movies. We do that often.
Upstairs, the girls picked out their own furniture.
I'm Rose, and this is my room. It's my favorite room in the house because at my old house, I never had my own room. My favorite thing is probably my bed. I really, really like the fact that it's big, even though it's too big for me, but I jump on it and it makes it easy.
For Rose, the best thing about winning the lottery is simple.
It was just so wonderful to see my mom and my dad happy. That's the only thing you can really ask for in life, is to see your family happy, and there's no other feeling like that in the entire world.
Her sister Joy's room is full of mementos and family pictures.
Me and my sister shared our bathroom between the 3 of us. Having my room, everything's in place, and in my bathroom I have everything when I need it. And I'm just so thankful and so happy that we were blessed with such a miracle. Hi, I'm Angel. I'm the last of 6, and this is my room. To see my favorite part is this, because when you look inside of it, it's like different colors, and it's really cool.
And just down the hall are Mama and Papa.
This is the master bedroom. This is a bed that we specially picked out. Actually, this is the first piece of furniture we picked out, and it just really made us feel special for the first time.
The master suite comes with balconies overlooking the garden and pool.
I'm in another world. I really am. I really am. Then you go into the master bathroom. That's a jacuzzi. His and her fountain. Beautiful shower. I mean, this is like unbelievable to me. If you only knew my last shower. If you only knew.
Along with the new digs, Mary Rich and the girls all got fancy new rides.
One of my girls says, Mom, you can have a car. And I'm like, yes, I can have a car. And that was a big thing, just to have a car that worked well.
The win was an unbelievable blessing, but a lawsuit soon cast a shadow over the family's good fortune and reputation.
They made us out to be crooks.
It's a lie. No, it's a lie. Okay. It's a lie.
And the lottery win helps an Iowa couple save the farm.
At one point, we were thinking about selling the farm just to survive.
To increase your odds of winning the lottery, should you play number combinations higher or lower than 31?
What do you say?
Fire in the hole!
7 pounds. Cars.com.
Non-stick cool.
Hyperactivity.
Amy supported me.
say I didn't like it.
Life gets messy.
But getting into your dream home shouldn't be.
Married to Real Estate. Season premiere Thursday at 9 on HGTV.
To increase your odds of winning a lottery, should you play number combinations higher or lower than 31? Higher. Numbers lower than 31 are played more often because people play birthdays, months, and anniversaries.
We're the Morrisons.
And we won $165 million from the lottery.
As the celebration of their 40th wedding anniversary approaches, Mary and Richard are busy making plans to share their good fortune with a backyard carnival-style party.
Make Spanx for chair.
We're using like a lime green, an orange, and a pink. And on the chair covers, it'll, what do you know, it's a carnival.
It's a carnival, Rich.
Right?
The plan for a second wedding dates back to the day the couple went to claim the lottery prize, when Richard had an extra surprise for his wife.
Would you marry me?
Yes.
Got down on my knee and I asked her to marry me again. Thought she'd say no.
It fulfilled a promise they made the day of their first humble wedding reception.
The reception was poor, and my father didn't give me away, and it was a lousy start. Richie and I promised each other that if we ever came into money, that we would get married the right way.
The win was a huge change of fortune for the Morrisons, who for years made their living running homeless shelters. But on the very day the Morrisons claimed their Mega Millions win,
I shook, I jumped up and down on the bed, I jumped on him, I was screaming, yelling, I went ballistic.
they were hit with a mega debt lawsuit filed by Suffolk County. The county claimed the couple ripped off taxpayers by bilking the system at the nonprofit homeless shelters they ran, overcharging the county for rent and retirement benefits.
It's a lie. Okay. It's a lie.
And the county
they stole from us.
The Morrisons and their attorney were incensed.
The story went from who were the winners and how wonderful they are to the Morrisons owe the county of Suffolk $1 million.
After running homeless shelters for the county for 20 years, a 2005 audit turned up problems with overpayments, and the county shut down the couple's business.
Richard and Mary never took one nickel of any of this money claimed in auditing. It was an accounting function. It was never a claim that Richard and Mary took money, stole money, mismanaged money. It was none of that.
They made us out to be crooks, that we stole $600,000.
There were articles that were written that we were deadbeats and that you know, we were ripping off the homeless. And the truth is, all we did was give.
People come up to us and say, well, why don't you pay them back? You're millionaires now, you can do it. We will never pay back that money because we never stole. And we will fight it till we get our name back.
A judge later found that the county failed to prove their accusations. Even so, their lawyer says, the Morrisons' reputation has been marred forever.
To the general public to this day, the court of public opinion is that Richard and Mary Morrison, one way or another, owe money to the county, which they don't.
A trip back to the home they left just months ago brings back vivid memories of their struggle.
I know, it makes me sad. It just makes me sad. My girlfriend said, Mary, buy your new house and go. And that's what I did.
But the Morrisons are putting the past behind them. They have plans to remodel their old house to become a home for their eldest daughter, Dawn.
I'm realizing that what was here has come to where I am now, but just bigger.
Mary firmly believes that a pond she placed on her front lawn attracted their multi-million-dollar win.
I believe in feng shui, and if the water flow goes into the house, money will come in. I built this, and if you notice, it goes right into the front door. I'm like, help me! I did it. I'm a little out there.
She attributes it all to the ancient Chinese science of feng shui.
There's still 3 fish in here that survived everything, and I want to take them home. Okay, buddies. Come on, you're gonna go to a bigger pond. Work with me. Is he moving?
Just to bring them to a mansion?
Yes, they deserve it.
I guess they're golden fish.
Yes.
Ay, munga.
Come on, no, you're not gonna let me. I'm gonna have to jump. Go ahead, go.
At the mansion, even the goldfish get to swim in a bigger pond. And that's just one of the aquatic assets at the Morrisons' new home.
I can't wait until the first snowstorm and the family be in here swimming while it's freezing out there.
Today, the Morrisons view their win as a way to fulfill the mission that they set on the day that they won.
We're going to start a foundation, and we're going to help people that are destitute.
They've started a $7 million foundation with the mission of helping people get off welfare and gifted $200,000 to people in need. And Richard is fulfilling another lifelong wish. He's opening a restaurant in tribute to his mother and grandmother's cooking.
These are the plans.
Now under construction, the restaurant will be managed by Richard's eldest daughter, Dawn.
The major draw of this restaurant is the view to look at the beautiful water.
Great food, great service, and a $1 million view.
I was definitely part of the dream with my father, with his food and the way that I get along with people and stuff. It was $1 million idea.
These days, the Morrisons are truly counting their blessings.
It's like a fairy tale or a Cinderella story. It's a deep, moving experience. I just want to say thank you, you know.
A lottery win makes life on the farm smell a little sweeter.
The first thing John did when he won the $1 million was say, the hogs are gone tomorrow.
People ask me if I miss raising hogs, and I said, no way.
And a lottery hit gives a young father with a troubled past a brighter future.
The childhood that I'm able to give Connor now after winning the lottery, it's way different than mine.
Tonight.
A page from Real.
I'm visiting parent.
Is heating up.
Well, jail? It's hard to say with a felon. Straights and
What's that?
Orange chicken.
You don't say.
Tiffany Dairy joins Ann Burrell on Worst Cooks in America. Season premiere, January 7th at 8 on Food Network.
we're the Straits, and we won $1 million from the Iowa lottery.
Logan, Iowa, population 1,500, is the heart of the American heartland.
We are such a close-knit community. Everyone has a great sense of pride in the city of Logan. The farms are all family-owned. They're not big corporations.
Running a small family farm is hard work with huge risks. And farms like the ones in and around Logan face a constant struggle for survival.
Farmers really have a difficult time with what they do. You can never count on the weather. They can get rained out. We have tornadoes that can destroy fields.
But folks like John and Debbie Straight couldn't imagine life any other way.
I was born here on this farm. This was where I was raised. This is the only way to live. It's tough, but it's rewarding. It's your way of life. Money isn't everything.
But money was always tight. Over the years, as family farms failed all around them, John and Debbie often wondered if they might be next.
Of course, we had to borrow every year to put the crop in, and we were pretty much year to year. If we had a really bad year, we would really suffer.
Our old equipment was in need of a lot of maintenance. We always had 2 to 3 breakdowns with the combine, and we just couldn't afford to buy anything newer or better, so we just got by with what we had. At one point, we were thinking about selling the farm just to survive.
Besides their work on the farm, John and Debbie were also raising their 2 grandchildren.
I'm trying to.
You're not quite big enough to do this yet, are you, Ethan?
Nope. When I'm 7, I can.
Probably when you're 7.
Our daughter has 2 kids. She's had some tough times and had a hard time with the kids. So the kids live with us. They call this home.
In a good year, after expenses, farmers like John barely clear an income of $50,000. Any extra cash was welcome, so John occasionally tried his luck at the Iowa lottery. In October 2006, John bought a handful of scratch-off tickets. None of them were winners, but John had a second chance to strike it rich.
When we came out with the Thanks a Million game, it also featured a second chance prize where people could mail in their tickets if they didn't win on their tickets initially for this second chance contest.
I scratched it off and I lost, naturally. So I signed it, put a stamp on it, and sent it in, and forgot completely about it.
3 months went by. Then, in January 2006, a local bank official received an unusual call.
They said that they were the Iowa Lottery Commission and that somebody in Logan, Iowa had won $1 million. And I thought somebody was playing a prank on me.
Right, here's the moment of truth.
It was no joke. One of the tickets John sent back to the lottery had been picked.
Logan, Iowa.
Lottery officials asked Chris to help surprise the Straits with news of the win. So he came up with an excuse to get the Straits to meet him at the bank. The next morning, the couple woke up early as usual to perform the chore they dreaded most, slopping the pigs.
We had probably an hour and a half worth of chores every morning and every night. We had to let the sows in and out.
With the chores done, the couple headed for the bank.
We get there, and the next thing I knew, I looked up, and the room was filled with people.
Do you remember entering any contests recently?
And I said, yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember what the top prize was for that contest?
No, sure.
I do. It was $1 million.
Really?
And we drew you as our winner. Congratulations! We weren't even gonna come in.
They just kept saying no, and we kept saying no, really.
I'm thinking somebody's pulling a big prank on me is what I'm thinking.
We had absolutely no idea.
No clue. A total shock. I never thought I had a chance. I don't buy many, but it only takes one.
You could see how much really the whole town supported them and just how close-knit everybody was. It made for a really special day.
The prize was $1 million. After taxes, the Straits walked away with a check for $700,000. Once the reality of the win sunk in, John's first thought was about something he desperately wanted to get rid of: his pigs.
The first thing John did when he won the $1 million was say, the hogs are gone tomorrow. And that's just exactly what he did. He loaded them up on a trailer the very next day, and to the auction house they went.
People asked me if I miss raising hogs, and I said, no way. Not for a second do I miss raising hogs.
With the hogs gone, it's time to let loose.
I've waited for this for 40 years to have a Corvette, and I am thrilled to death.
And the pressure is on, where they make the machines that make millionaires.
Every drawing has to be perfect every single time.
Final number is a 2. Winning pick 3, 262.
How many Americans with an annual income below $35,000 believe playing the lottery will pay for their retirement?
Carrying around.
Designed and combined to control your appetite for over.
And 7 is so easy.
Your ad says
Center of my beauty.
Life gets messy.
But getting into your dream home should
To get out of the business, John Strait saw the Southerners believe playing the lottery will pay for their retirement. 40%.
We're the Straits, and we won $1 million from the Iowa lottery.
While some struggling farmers might take their winnings and get out of the business, John Strait saw the sudden influx of cash as a chance to pay off debts on his 700 acres and to make life on the farm a little easier.
Where some people might want to buy a fancy car or things like that, we bought machinery. You need good equipment to get the crop out of the field on time. This is my pickup. It's a heavy-duty Dodge pickup, and I love it. It's the tractor I bought. It replaced my old tractor. I can go faster. I can haul bigger loads, handle bigger equipment. This is one of 2 that I bought. I bought this on a farm sale for $65,000. Brand new. It'll run around $200,000.
Then, for the big dog of farm equipment, the combine.
This was my major purchase. This is the Cadillac in the industry. It has everything that your fancy cars will have. There's a stereo in there. It's air conditioned. GPS. I can go around fields. It will tell me the yields, the moisture of the grain. I can run almost twice as fast as I used to with my old one. This cost me $200,000 used. Brand new, it'll run $300,000 to $400,000. Before we bought this, we would run sometimes till 10 midnight every day, trying to beat the weather and get things in. With this, we could cut our time in half. Now, 5 or 6 in the afternoon, we go have supper and we're done for the day.
Next up were repairs to John's boyhood home, a century-old farmhouse that needed a lot of work.
When I won the lottery, we started the basement, went to the roof. Put new basement, put the roof, siding, remodeled the kitchens, remodeled all the rooms. Final thing is we put the porch on like it was when I was a young boy. I've lived here 47 years, and you would not believe this is the same place. We've invested approximately $100,000 in the house, redoing the whole thing.
There's even something special for John.
And this is my man cave. This is something I've always wanted. Have our big screen TV, watch my football, baseball, NASCAR, surround sound. We have a gun rack. I have a small collection of guns. And this is what made everything possible.
True to their nature, the Straights were practical about spending their winnings. But after paying off the farm and fixing up the house, John was ready to splurge on something he dreamed of for most of his life.
This is my Corvette. It's a car I always dreamed about. It's a 6-speed. I love it, and it is hot. In 1967, there was a gentleman that drove into town with a new Corvette, and I said, someday I'm going to have one.
A year to the day after he won the lottery, John bought his dream car.
I've waited for this for 40 years to have a Corvette. In a small town, it's great. Hey, how's it going?
Back for some cars? It's going great.
We know everybody in town. Everybody just was thrilled to death for us. And they would call. We had one lady said she started crying when she when she seen it on TV. That the people were just thrilled to death.
Even before winning $1 million, John knew he was a lucky man. He had his family and his farm and loved his small town life. More than anything else, winning the lottery has given the Straights a priceless gift, the ability to enjoy it all.
This year, we have a good crop coming. Looks, the corn is pollinated well. It's growing big. It's going to be a very good crop this year. Best thing about winning the lottery, the $1 million, it was, I could cut my time down in the fields. I didn't have to spend my whole life, basically, farming. I had more time to spend with my family. I get to coach Little League Baseball now, more time to enjoy the farm. With the lottery, it just made everything easier. It took a big burden off our shoulders.
It's just more enjoyable. And it's not a struggle.
Picking the right numbers can make dreams come true and change lives forever. How those colored balls land can be worth millions or even hundreds of millions to the lucky winners. But who makes the machines that make the millionaires? It may not look like much on the outside, but this is a dream factory.
We manufacture custom lottery drawing equipment to lotteries worldwide.
The machines manufactured here change the lives of thousands of lottery winners every year.
We make on average approximately 150 machines per year. Currently, we have clients in 80 countries worldwide.
Smart Play International, based in Edgewater, New Jersey, is one of the biggest producers of lottery gear on the planet. Lotteries depend on machines like these to run with flawless precision. They must give everyone involved total confidence that drawings are random and fair. Owner Dave Machad designed and built some of the first lottery machines ever used in the U.S.
Just the timers? Okay.
And Dave's son Jesse has now joined him in the business. The machines built here come in all shapes and sizes. Any one of these balls could be worth thousands, even millions of dollars. With so much cash at stake, Each step in the process from painting the balls to measuring and weighing requires total precision. A ball that is too big could get stuck in the machine, and one that is too heavy could compromise fairness of the draw. All the attention paid to these machines is for a very good reason. When these colorful balls land, it could change someone's life forever.
We're going through the full battery of tests that we do on every machine that leaves our facility.
Lottery commissions depend on these tests for their live drawings to go off without a hitch. One of these lottery machines is about to be deployed at the Maryland Lottery on drawing day.
The process is about an hour and a half long, twice a day, 3 times a day, twice a week. Load the balls into the machines one by one, and then we do some tests. Test after test after test after test. Every drawing has to be perfect every single time.
6 cents per minute on the ball. Final number is a 2. Winning pick 3, 2, 6, 2. Up next, pick 4, but first.
Thanks to the lottery machine and a lot of luck, someone else could have just become a millionaire.
Well, when a lottery player asks me if it was their destiny to win or it was their fate, I tell them that it's totally random.
She says he's a scratch-off fanatic.
Like, no more scratch-off tickets. Like, that's enough, no more.
But he played anyway.
You know how you told me not to buy any more scratch-offs? She's like, yeah. I was like, well, I just won $3 million.
Introducing
food is
friend gift like.
Sometimes you don't realize feelings, crown.
So is their food.
1,000-Pound Sisters, all new tonight at 9 on TLC.
I'm Bill Keenan. I won $3 million from the Pennsylvania State Lottery.
3 years ago, Bill Kane and his girlfriend Holly were just starting a family.
What kind of dinosaur is this? It's a T-Rex.
Though struggling to make ends meet, Bill was determined to give his son a better childhood than he had growing up.
Whoa, good shot. I grew up in a trailer park. Didn't really have much given to me throughout my life. My childhood, I didn't have opportunities like he may have. I didn't have the clothes. It's tough in middle school wearing hand-me-downs.
And Bill made things even harder on himself by getting into trouble as a kid.
When I was younger, a couple friends and I stole money from my mother to teach us a lesson. They did press charges against us. We did a little bit of time. At a young age, I was about 13 at that time. Yeah, this is where I grew up, around here, running these streets all hours of the night.
Then Bill got caught up in drugs and spent his teenage years in and out of juvenile facilities. He was facing a 2-year sentence when his grandparents stepped in to help.
My grandparents came to court and spoke to the judge and asked him to release me to them.
And that changed everything.
My grandparents took me in and gave me some discipline. I really listened to them, and then I had the opportunity to go to college, which I did. That was an unbelievable experience. Definitely loved it.
Later, as a 29-year-old father, Bill was committed to providing for his family, even if it meant taking a job in Pittsburgh, some 5 hours away from his hometown.
And thought I was going to have to relocate across the state. I wasn't too thrilled about it, but the money was right.
All 3 of us took a road trip for Bill to go to his interview in Pittsburgh. He went through the interview, and like 20 minutes later, he actually got a phone call saying that he got the job. And all that like hit home. We'd have to move like 5 hours away from our family for Bill to make more money. So I just felt like it was something we had to do.
On the drive back from Pittsburgh, Bill and Holly got a surprise that would change their lives forever.
Bill's like a scratch-off fanatic fan, always buying lottery tickets.
On the way out to Pittsburgh, I played about $60 worth of scratch-offs and didn't win anything. So on the way home, we stopped at a rest stop.
I'm like, no more scratch-off tickets. Like, that's enough, no more. So he had to fill up the gas, and I took Connor in the bathroom and got coffee.
I was pumping gas and decided, you know, I'm gonna buy a scratch-off. It was a $25 scratch-off. You scratch off a play area. If you match a number, you win the prize under that number. Well, it happened to say 3MILL under the number that matched, and I was very happy. And then Holly comes back, and I said, you know how you told me not to buy any more scratch-offs? She's like, yeah. I was like, well, I just won $3 million.
The rules of the scratch-off require Bill to take the payout in annual payments of $120,000 for 25 years.
After taxes, I get $90,000 a year until I'm about 53 years old.
With that income, Bill didn't have to take the job in Pittsburgh, and the family didn't have to move. Once the shock wore off, Bill quickly began to enjoy his money.
First thing I purchased was my dream car, which is a 2010 Camaro SS. I hit on Thursday, verified the ticket on Friday, bought the car on Saturday. American Muscle, first thing I got.
Then, Bill sold 3 of his annual lottery payments to have enough cash up front to buy a home.
Selling the payments, it was hard to do. I knew I was losing money. I knew it was a bad idea. But I did it anyway because I really wanted to get in a house. My credit wasn't great, so I really needed a lump sum of cash.
With that lump sum, Bill was able to move his family from an 800-square-foot apartment into this modest family home.
This is the first house I've owned. It's really nice. We have a lot of space. We're not used to having a lot of space. This is the best thing I've bought since winning the lottery, even though I do like the Camaro. This is pretty close. But this is the best thing. There's nothing better than your own home. I didn't need that big, extravagant house because, I mean, you really don't need something like that. I just need to be comfortable. When you walk in the front door of my house, it's nice. You have to the right is Connor's living room / playroom. He's got a lot of toys. I'm trying not to spoil him too much, but it's really hard.
One of the new toys, 4-wheeling fun for both father and son to enjoy.
Hold on.
Hang on, Connor. Don't let go.
The win also allows Connor lots more mom time.
You having fun? Yeah.
Now, with Bill won the lottery, I can actually stay home and be a stay-at-home mom that I really wanted to do ever since he was since the baby. So winning that money definitely takes a lot of stress off.
But most importantly, the win meant Bill could give his son the stable childhood he deserves.
The childhood that I'm able to give Connor now after winning the lottery, it's way different than mine. And I'm just grateful for that. It's nice. It's a lot of pressure off my shoulders.
Bill has also been able to help out his own mom.
This is my mom. I grew up here in the trailer park. My mom's still here, unfortunately. We'll get her out sooner or later.
I hope you get me out soon.
Since Bill's win is paid in annual payments, it will be a few years before he can afford to move his mom. But he has bought her a new car, and she's proud of the way he's turned his life around.
He managed to straighten himself up and went to college for 5 years. Got his Bachelor of Science degree. I'm just so proud of you, Bill.
Love you, Mom.
I love you too, Bill.
With Mom taken care of, Bill is ready to get into business with another lottery winner, his brother-in-law.
When he called me and said, dude, I just won $3 million on a scratch-off, I was shocked because that's considerably more than I won.
And get ready for a second wedding, Mega Millions style.
Something very special is happening to celebrate this wonderful gift that's come from the universe.
Do retailers who sell winning lottery tickets get a share of the prize money too?
HGTV. Damage. Save. Watch yours today.
Tide. What you looking at, babe?
The instructors were very...
And not only...
Pack my spending by category. One
finger in the kitchen.
What is that?
$3 million.
Prize money too. Yes, in many states, retailers that sell winning lottery tickets receive as much as 1% of the prize money.
I'm Bill Keenan. I won $3 million from the Pennsylvania State Lottery.
With his troubled past behind him, Bill Kane is now focused on a new business venture with another lottery winner, his brother-in-law.
Now, when he called me and said, dude, I just won $3 million on a scratch-off, I mean, I couldn't say I didn't believe him. I was shocked because that's considerably more than I won.
His brother-in-law, Rick Krotz, won $600,000 just 3 years before.
I am surrounded by lottery winners with my husband and my brother, and they share the wealth.
Who's your favorite?
Well, Billy, because he won more.
Hi, I'm Bill. I won $3 million in the Pennsylvania State Lottery.
And I'm Rick, his brother-in-law.
And together we bought Ned's Cigar Store in Newtown, Pennsylvania. When my brother-in-law won the lottery, somebody bought him a box of cigars. And we started enjoying smoking cigars on his back porch. When I won the lottery, we're on his back porch smoking a cigar. I said, why don't we buy a cigar store?
So he actually found this business, and next thing you know, we bought Ned's. And we're doing good here so far.
These are actually humidified lockers for our members that pay a monthly fee. They keep their cigars in there. Come hang out, enjoy a cigar. If they'd like, have a drink, and watch games. They're good, aren't they? Oh, yeah. I mean, with the economy, I figured I'd get something in that, you know, was more affordable. We both used our lottery money to buy the cigar shop. The cigar shop sells lottery tickets, so we're hoping our luck will rub off on our customers' luck.
So far, lottery sales at the cigar shop are booming. In just 1 week, 3 lucky customers won $1,000 each.
If somebody was to come in here and win a jackpot drawing, I'm afraid that they wouldn't even know how to write that down. 2 lottery winners sell jackpot ticket. I mean, that would be cool.
Today, Bill, the one-time wild child, is very happy living a normal life.
I'm comfortable now. I'm in my house. I'm able to keep my job and continue paying my mortgage. I'm where everybody else is. I just had a boost.
When your lottery number comes up, get ready for a game change. Thanks to a Mega Millions win and a surprise second proposal.
Would you marry me?
Yes.
On the 40th anniversary of their marriage, Rich and Mary Morrison were able to have the wedding bash they always dreamed of.
Being able to have a big party and just enjoy with everyone that's been involved in our life. It's a little larger than I ever dreamed it would be.
John Straight's lottery win not only changed his life, but that of his grandchildren.
Until I won the lottery, I really didn't want Ethan or Jaden, either one, involved in the farming. It's a tough life. Now that we can kind of see getting things paid off and income's a little better, I hope they stay around the farm.
When lottery lightning strikes, everything changes. If you are a lottery winner and interested in sharing your story, go to tlc.com/casting.
Beautiful. It's like being in a dream.
It is 300,000.
A dream that's come true.
It happens in the blink of an eye.
I'm a millionaire. That's just really weird sounding.
Or the spur of the moment.
Got a phone call from a friend, and he said you better check your tickets.
And your life takes off at light speed. From the $220 million bachelor who's living the dream to the single mom whose whole life is changing.
He said, well, you better sit down. You just won $1 million.
It could happen to anyone.
We were just your typical family, trying to get by, paycheck to paycheck.
In any situation.
To have the money to do whatever I want, it's awesome. I like that.
One thing is for sure.
I will receive that check until I'm 87 years old.
The lottery is there for the taking.
For me, it was something that I always knew was going to happen. To go to the stores that I want to and to travel first class, whatever I want to do, it's just an amazing feeling.
Well,
It's been 4 years since Cynthia Stafford won $112 million in the California lottery, and her life was transformed.
Stone is a little bit over 15 karat, 15.02.
This is beautiful.
And do you want to know the price?
I would love to know the price.
It is 300,000.
You say how much?
I'm breathing it in right now. I think not today yet. Her store is close enough to where I might just have to come by here and
Come on, by. Come look at it.
again. But this time without you.
Oh, without me.
The next time.
It's been quite a trip since her big win in 2007.
I'm Cynthia Stafford, and I won $112 million.
We first met Cynthia Stafford in 2009, 2 years after she'd hit the $112 million jackpot in the California lottery. With her winnings, Cynthia has become a film producer, art collector, philanthropist, and friend to the stars. It's a life very different from the one she lived before the win.
In '99, my brother was hit by a car. He was crossing the street and got struck by a drunk driver. When that happened, I knew I had to step in.
Cynthia was given custody of her brother's 2 youngest kids. She quit her job as a computer accountant executive to raise them. But her brother's other 3 kids remained in foster care.
I didn't think that they should be raised by other people. I felt that they should be with their family.
Cynthia knew she needed money to get the other children back. She turned to the power of positive thinking for help.
I wrote $112 million on a sheet of paper, and I put it under my pillow and slept on that number for a few weeks and meditated. I'm very heavy into meditation. Breathing in positivity, removing all negativity.
The positive thinking paid off 112 million times over. Cynthia opted for the lump sum payout of $67 million, which she shared with her father and brother. After taxes, they each took home $22.3 million. And the best thing about the win? Gaining full custody of the kids. Together, they moved from this home in LA's South Bay to this multi-million-dollar home in LA's exclusive Pacific Palisades.
I have a large home. It's about 5,000 square feet. It's much different from where I lived prior, which is about, I think, 1,100 square feet.
And then this former computer account exec bought herself $500,000 worth of cars. And when we met Cynthia 2 years ago, love had blossomed between this winner and her personal trainer, business manager, and sometimes chauffeur, Lon Ray Adeyu.
The fact that I'm able to work with her at the same time, and she's somebody that I care about, it's actually a perfect marriage. No pun intended, but.
He might have been joking then, but 2 years later, Cynthia and Lon Ray are planning their big day. What else has changed for this lottery winner who predicted her own win? It's certainly no less glamorous.
Well, in the last 2 years, I have been doing a lot of things in Hollywood and traveling the world and just having a great time, a really good time.
And that good time involves getting engaged to Lon Ray.
We were on our way to an event in the back of the cab, and I asked her, do you have all your jewelry for the event?
I'm like, yeah, I have everything I need.
That's it. Nope, you're forgetting something. And then I pulled out the ring and showed it to her.
Yes. That one right there. We are going to be getting married relatively soon, in a few months.
Since her win, with Lon Ray's help, Cynthia has become a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood.
We started a production company called Queen Nefertari Productions.
I already have 2 movies that are out and one that's being shot right now in New York. I've produced Polish Bar and The Inheritance. Both are doing quite well.
And that's just the beginning.
We're working on TV shows, plays, so we have a full-service entertainment company that's just awesome. I think the term power couple puts it very lightly.
Now with the wedding 3 months away, this power couple is power planning.
This is my first wedding. When I was in my early 20s, I used to be a wedding planner. So now it's my turn.
There's still a lot to do to get ready for the wedding.
Cynthia and Lon Ray are tasting wedding cakes at Hollywood's Cake Makers to the Stars.
Hi, welcome to Kansas Cakes. Thank you. And you are? I'm Cynthia. And you are?
Lon Ray.
Lon Ray.
Yes.
All right. Have some Samples here.
Thank you.
Have a little plate.
I can smell it. It's pretty, smells good.
Don't smush it in my face.
$5.50 per person. So we're looking at somewhere in the range of $487.50.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you come back in, and that'll be like 6 weeks ahead, okay?
Okay.
Right.
The all-important dress shopping is next, and Lanre's been sent packing.
Hi. How are you? I'm good. Have you kind of thought about like what kind of a dress you want?
Actually, everything here is beautiful.
You can have any of these dresses, but if for your dress you feel more toward like a light and airy kind of a feel, or more kind of a little bit more like body.
I wanted to flow.
This one is pretty good as well. Oh, you like the brooch? Okay.
I see my mom as something over the top. Definitely. She does it big everywhere she goes, so it's definitely gonna be big and huge.
Keep two things in mind.
Okay.
She's hot-blooded and she loves to be comfortable. So this one over here, I love a lot. It's really classy. I love the material. I love the embellishments, and that could be a winner.
I want the sheerness of that bottom dress right there on the mannequin, but I do like the top part.
What you can do is you can get two dresses. So you can start off with the Duchess satin for the ceremony, and then you can get the organza for more of the reception.
I like that idea. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
We made both of you happy.
I just take some really quick measurements because we're gonna sculpt this dress on you.
Got it.
So it just gives me just like a starting point. Okay.
That's gonna be great. Hopefully I'm gonna look like $1 trillion. Priceless.
Coming up,
This is everything I thought it would be, and then some.
Cynthia and Lanre go wedding gift shopping.
This is a very, very good bargain.
Millionaire style.
If you can count a $5 million thing a bargain.
And later,
One of the first things that I thought of was try to grow the wealth.
could this $220 million winner turn his passion for play into a business empire? Can lottery winners remain anonymous? Find out when we come back.
I haven't really had girl.
High cholesterol may.
The instructors were very
Procedures. Blown to smithereens.
Robin's trying to fix it and make it work, but
Lottery winners' names are made.
Halloween plus baking is disgusting and so wonderful.
All new Halloween Baking Championship, Monday at 9 on Food Network.
Can lottery winners remain anonymous? By law, lottery winners' names are made public, except in Delaware, Kansas, North Dakota, and Ohio. In 2007, Cynthia Stafford hit the $112 million jackpot in the California lottery. She spent her winnings on a new home, luxurious cars, and expensive jewelry.
It's like being in a dream that has come true, and I'm constantly living it every day. I have been looking at some private jets off and on for the last few years, and right now the price is right. So we're gonna go and look at a few and see what kind of deal we can get. Thank you. We are looking for jets within the $5 to $8 million price range, and I think just for the convenience of having a jet to be able to travel where you want and when you want.
Jets we're going to show today is a G4. That's about $8 million. We're going to show a G3, which is about $5 million.
With a top speed of 550 miles per hour, a full tank of gas will set you back $28,000.
Wow, this is beautiful. I love the wood. This is nice. So this seats approximately about 16 people then?
Sure.
Oh, I see. These glasses stay pretty secure.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm ready, baby. Let's go. Everybody put your seatbelts on. Not gonna be a bumpy ride, but I've never flown before, so.
I think this jet is amazing. And I'm kind of anxious to see more. I'm seriously shopping. This is definitely an option we're looking into.
Jet number 2 is slightly cheaper at $5 million, but no less spectacular.
Think of this one as your home.
All
All the way from home.
This is a very, very good bargain. You know, if you can count a $5 million thing a bargain.
Well, in my life, I can do that.
Yeah.
Right up.
You don't have to see the pilots or the flight deck or
anything from takeoff to landing, so
we can like make out and they wouldn't know.
Absolutely. You got to join the Mile High Club.
Whoa, what's that?
I'm always looking for good investments. I think this is a good choice.
Cynthia and Lanre aren't quite ready to sign on the dotted line yet. But their need to purchase some serious speed hasn't diminished. They're shopping for potential bride and groom gifts, and we're not talking matching bathrobes.
Well, the Bugatti is like the ultimate millionaire or billionaire toy is what I would call it.
They're going to make 150 of these for the world. Only. That's it.
We talked about wedding gifts before, and, you know, I said I wanted a Bugatti. So that's my wedding present.
With a top speed of 253 miles per hour, this is one of the fastest sports cars in the world. And at $2.2 million, it's also one of the most expensive.
There we go. Ready.
This is everything I thought it would be, and then some.
Times 1,000 and 1 horsepower.
Yes, exactly.
With Lanre on cloud 9, it's Cynthia's turn to get excited. She's had her eye on a $350,000 Rolls-Royce Ghost, and Cynthia's about to become one of the first people in the world to take it for a test drive.
Don't be going too long, okay? Okay.
Ooh, now we will let the other world, the world of Beverly Hills, see this car.
Yes.
Oh, that's such a smooth ride.
Yeah.
What an amazing car.
Built for comfort, luxury, and speed.
I like that word speed.
Well, I think we have found our next and newest Rolls-Royce customer. So, Cynthia, we're going to have to make you a 2 for a deal, I guess, huh?
Yes, you will.
May I, Miss Cynthia?
Yes, I don't want to get out, but I know I have to. I'm still like on cloud 9, 10, 11, and 12.
And when Cynthia sees something she wants,
I just want the world to know this is my car. This one right here. I'm going to buy this car. To have the money to do whatever I want, it is, it's awesome. And I know I'm blessed. I'm really blessed.
Coming up, can this sports junkie turn $220 million into $1 billion?
Let's put it this way, I still have more than I started with.
And later,
Okay, give it to me.
Your total comes to...
this new millionaire may have taken her shopping spree too far.
You're kidding, okay.
Syndrome type 2.
First course, play safe.
Ray, Ali.
The fitness.
And adrenaline.
I'm Brad Duke, and I won $220 million in the Idaho Powerball.
In May 2005, fitness fanatic and adrenaline junkie Brad Duke made history when he walked away with Idaho's biggest ever jackpot. Brad worked hard managing gyms and played hard in his downtime as a competitive mountain biker.
Before I won the lottery, I worked in the fitness industry, and I worked for a series of gyms. I was a manager. I was putting in long days. I was putting in 14-hour days most of the week, and I didn't feel like I was working a lot. I really enjoyed what I did.
But Brad always had big ambitions.
I've been fantasizing winning the lottery for a long time, since I was 18. In fact, I wrote a check out to myself for $1 million, and one way or the other, I was going to be a millionaire. And in the note section, I wrote earned/won. And so at some point, I'd put it out there that I really thought that I was going to win the lottery.
And it was a last-minute decision that led Brad to buying the winning ticket.
I was on my way to a race, and I decided to pull into this convenience store right off the freeway. And as I was buying supplies, I realized that I hadn't bought my lottery ticket for this big lottery that was going on, and bought my $20 worth of tickets at that point.
Brad had beaten the 195 million to 1 odds to win $220.3 million. It wasn't until 2 days after the draw that Brad realized he had won.
I was on my way to work, and I got a phone call from a friend who knew that I'd played the lottery, and that's when he said, hey, there's a local guy that won this lottery single winner. You better check your tickets. So I pulled in the gas station. I decided to go run the ticket. I ran it through the scan machine, and I started making all kinds of weird noises, and these girls behind the counter were jumping up and down saying, you're the one, you're the guy, and actually were holding onto the ticket really tightly. I had to almost physically pull it away from them. I took the ticket and I left the gas station.
Other than his close family, Brad kept the news of his win to himself for 3 whole weeks.
When I first found out, it wasn't excitement. It was put on the brakes, make inventory of what's going on, what's gonna be the first step.
And that first step was to put together a team to help him manage his newfound wealth. When he finally did come forward, Brad opted for the lump sum of $125 million, and after taxes, took home $85 million. And Brad had big plans to turn his millions into $1 billion.
After I won the lottery, one of the first things that I thought of was to grow the wealth. And I got criticized for being a bit greedy, but for me it was challenge.
And thanks to his financial team, Brad's satisfied.
I'm not exactly where I'd hoped to be at this point. Let's put it this way, I still have more than I started with.
With his winnings, Brad bought himself a brand new set of wheels.
This is my Aston Martin V12 Vanquish, and it took me a while before I finally saw the car that I wanted, but when I did, this was it.
But Brad waited 4 years until he bought a new home. When he finally did move, he made sure it fit his new multi-millionaire status.
Well, we're at my Italian villa, and I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a tour. So here's my library. This painting up here is a place in Italy that I stayed with my friends that inspired me to have an Italian type of home. So you can watch some TV if you get tired looking at the painting. After the lottery, when I won, one of the things that we did was a trip to Tahiti, and I wanted to commemorate the trip somehow. And I went and talked to a local tattoo artist about what to get. He said the proper way to be tattooed is for you to be interviewed almost, and then they'll choose Tahitian symbols that tell your story.
Brad believes so much in this Tahitian symbol that he adopted it as the logo for his company.
So what's in center in here is a logo for our company, and this logo is particularly special to me because it represents change. The closed end to the open end represents one change to another, and the swirl represents winds of change, and to be open to where the wind takes you. This is my bike shop and workout area. This is also an important place to me because it does represent one common thing between before and after what's happened to me has been biking. This is my screening room, my theaters, where I watch TV, games. We've put a star dome in here. We got the theater lighting. These chairs really are chairs that once you sit in, you don't want to get out of. They all have reclining feet rests, and they're just perfect. And got your drink holder here and whatever else you need. It's a good place to be. Now we're showing you another favorite room in my house, which is my wine collection. One bottle that has special meaning to me is the bottle that is of the year that I won. And it was my first real wine that I really liked.
And Brad's love of wine has inspired the outside of his home as well.
It's my first attempt at growing grapes. I do want to make some of my own wine. And so you can see that we have grapevines in here. You're always going to have grapes somewhere next to an Italian villa. We got a pear tree, apple tree, lots of strawberries. I really like hot peppers, so this is all different kinds of peppers and things in full bloom. I like to come out here and eat my breakfast just right off the plant. You know, I never thought that a garden would be something that I want, but I really enjoy having it. So this is my backyard. I wasn't really sure if I really wanted to put a swimming pool in. I'm really glad I did, though. And you can walk right in and then dive off into the pool on one side, or you can step down at the swim-up bar. So you can sit here, get your drink, you can talk to people that are sitting right here in the pool, and they can have their drink, and it's unbelievable. So one of the latest hobbies I've picked up is paddleboarding, because I have the perfect venue to do it. You stand up on them like a surfboard, and you have a long Polynesian-style paddle, and you get out on the lake and you paddle yourself around. When I'm out there, it is a little meditative. When I'm coming back into shore and I take a look at the property that I live on, it is another wake-up call to what's happened, and that helps me keep my current perspective, which is not to forget where I came from.
Coming up, will Brad break the bank at a golf tournament? And later.
So I purchased that ticket, scratched it off real quick, and it said I was lucky for life.
After years of trying, this working father's luck finally pays off.
Calls me crying. He goes, "We just won," and I just hung up the phone. I just didn't believe it.
How many winning number combinations are possible in the Powerball lottery? Find out when we come back.
So it's
Inspiration.
The family's made it pretty clear.
In May 2005, avid mountain biker Brad Duke hit it big when he won Idaho's biggest ever jackpot.
I am living the dream. I've always been part of mountain biking. The lottery definitely allowed me to upgrade to a better bike, get some instruction.
With bikes starting at $3,000, downhill racing isn't cheap, and Brad has made it his mission to get as many people as possible involved in the sport.
I have a mountain bike series that I sponsor and I'm active in. So to see these young guys come out here and rip it up is the whole reason why we have the series.
We're gonna start with pro class, Cat 1s, junior.
Our race series have 6 or 7 events scattered throughout the summer, leading up to this event, which is the Idaho State Championships. Basically what we do is we take a chairlift at the top of the mountain, and from top to bottom, as fast as we can go. And there's a high penalty for failure.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I got through clean, no crashes, no wrecks. I'm pretty happy with that. I feel good that I rode competitively. Good day today. Gotta play golf now.
He's also bought himself an impressive house and a fast car with his winnings. And this millionaire has big plans to turn his millions into billions. But has he managed it?
I'm not exactly where I'd hoped to be, but put it this way, I still have more than I started with.
Since the win, Brad's used his newfound wealth to help the people of Idaho, and he's got his entire family on board.
The most fulfilling thing I've been able to do with my winnings is endow a personal foundation to give some money back. The Duke Family Foundation has been in existence for 5 years now, and we've given away hundreds of thousands of dollars to local charities in and around Idaho.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2011 Windfall Classic.
He's raised over $250,000 in the few years that he's been doing this tournament. It makes me feel great to know, as the director of the lottery, that people can have fun doing this, and they can also do a lot of good for their community.
The foundation organizes fundraising events throughout the year.
Have a good time out there and enjoy yourselves, and thank you for playing.
For Brad, creating the Duke Family Foundation means more than just giving back to the community. It's a chance to bring his family closer.
Almost my whole family's here, and it's wonderful to experience this day with them and what we're accomplishing and what we represent today.
Since Brad won the lottery, our life has changed quite a bit. I mean, we've, got stuff that we've never had before, like new houses, new cars and that stuff, but that's all, irrelevant. The best part of it is the family coming closer together.
He does like us to stay close. I think that's what's changed the most.
So before the lottery, being able to host a premier golf event like this on a course like this was a dream, and now to be able to do that is something I'll always be grateful for from the lottery. From the bottom of my heart and my family and the board of directors, big round of applause for all of you being here today.
The Big Brothers and Sisters of Idaho are the first beneficiaries of the event.
These 4 folks are the representative of more than 300
kids and adults in our community who are together on a regular basis, helping the littles in their lives. Thank you so much to the Duke Foundation. Truly, every child in our program benefits because you are here today, because you invested your time, and because you care about kids.
So we have a check for $50,000.
But Brad isn't done yet.
This year we have a second beneficiary, the Idaho National Guard Youth Program.
With his $220 million, Brad has the life he's always wanted, and he's using his winnings to help others.
Pre-lottery life, I was living a good life then. I was doing things I wanted to do, and I still have that same baseline with post-lottery, but I definitely feel like I've lived two different lives, and I'm still under 40, so looking forward to my third one, if you will.
And what are his plans for this third life?
Well, there's one experience. People think I'm kind of crazy for it, but I want to go to space.
For Brad, with millions in the bank, the sky really is the limit. Coming up.
My mom wouldn't really say that she was worried or that she was stressed about something, but you could kind of tell.
A single mother of 3 makes a life-changing decision.
All I really had to do was click on buy tickets.
And then, a father's win makes a dream vacation come true.
To see the look on my girl's face, that was amazing.
Someday.
I need a reason why my family got blown to smithereens.
Robin's trying.
It's only in the deep. A health educator who
Make 20.
graduate school.
A few months ago, expected this part of his.
Over the years, Helen couldn't.
Almost 21.
And even with a good Helen Rowett became LC.
I'm Helen Rowett, and I won $1 million in the Canadian Legion Lottery, and it changed my life.
In May 2011, single mom Helen Rowett became Canada's newest millionaire.
I'm a millionaire. That's just really weird sounding still.
Helen has been a single mom for the last 12 years.
I have 3 daughters. They're now 15, 16, and 20, almost 21.
And even with a good-paying full-time job, raising 3 daughters on her own was expensive.
I make good money, but when I don't get benefits or any of that sort of thing, when I take vacation, I don't get paid for it. Just went through 2 girls in braces. Holly had her wisdom teeth out, and that adds up.
My mom wouldn't really say that she was worried or that she was stressed about something, but you could kind of tell.
Over the years, Helen couldn't help but try her luck at a lottery run by the Royal Canadian Legion, Canada's largest veterans organization.
The proceeds for the lottery go to charity and veterans. I've done this every year for several years now, and of course you don't think you're going to win. You hope you will, but I do know that at least the $100 I've given is going somewhere to help somebody else out. All I really had to do was click on buy tickets. I think I put in my postal code and I could choose how many tickets. I chose 10. It was $100.
Over time, Helen forgot about the lottery until one day several months later, she got a surprise call from the president of the Royal Canadian Legion.
He had said, "Oh, you bought some tickets for the lottery?" And I said, "Yeah." And then he said, "Well, you better sit down." And he said, "You just won $1 million." I think I was in shock the whole night, and even today, it still doesn't seem real somehow.
Helen had won $1 million Canadian, which is just shy of $1 million US. But unlike in the States, Helen keeps every penny.
In Canada, all of the lottery winnings are tax-free, so we don't pay any taxes on that. So I get the whole amount of $1 million.
After depositing the check, Helen paid off her $150,000 mortgage and $30,000 on her car. And with her own debts gone, Helen wanted to help out her eldest daughter, Leslie, by taking over her college tuition.
To me, this just gives her a little bit of a break. She's already earned it, so I don't feel like she's just getting this for nothing, and I know she appreciates it.
I don't have to work really hard to pay for my tuition anymore, which is a huge load off my back.
But Helen didn't stop there.
What are you guys doing? You're looking at the Italy pictures?
Yeah.
She used $11,000 of her winnings to treat the whole family to the trip of a lifetime.
I don't know why, but this picture makes me laugh. I think the best thing that's come out of all this was just that we get to spend more time together doing things. Like, for example, the Italy trip, we all wouldn't have been able to have gone on that if she hadn't won the money.
We couldn't have gone on this trip like together any other time, so thanks, Mom.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.
Helen's been planning some much-needed house renovations, something she could never have afforded before the win.
So one of the next big things I want to do with my lottery winnings is do some renovations around the house, some upgrades, and just make things look newer. So my original estimate for the renovations were about $30,000. I'm thinking it might go higher than that.
And today, with the help of her sister Doris, she's ready to get the renovations underway.
Oh, I love this. Oh, I love the color. Doris is an artist, so she's very good with colors and textures, and she has a really neat house herself, so I think it'll be a fun day to have the two of us together.
You guys looking for anything in particular today, or?
I'm interested in countertops.
I am so excited for Helen. I think everybody deserves fun things in their lives, and Helen, this whole experience for her has been so enriching and so much fun for her.
Helen's already seen something she likes.
But it also comes with a drop leaf wood top so that it can be for 2 seats or 4.
This is really neat. I've never seen anything like that before.
Concrete. Now, concrete countertops start at about $75 a square foot.
Okay.
And they can go up to $150 a square foot.
Maybe I should get somebody to come out and get an idea of, measure and let me know how much it would cost. And, I'd like to pursue this.
Excellent.
Helen's certainly enjoying the newfound freedom the win has allowed her. She's taking her youngest daughters on a first ever, no expense spared shopping trip.
Good. So what are we in the store looking for today?
For the girls, and before my mom won the lottery, we'd come in here and we'd look, but we wouldn't actually buy anything. She's like, oh, that's really nice. I wish I could get that.
Jen's liking this one.
Oh, this is a great zip up.
Oh, that's cute. I can see you wearing that.
Yeah, I like that. I'll try it. What I'll do is I'll grab you guys a pair of jeans. I like those. Will go good with the green sweater that you have on. So should we start and get these tried on? Yeah, sure.
Hey, let's see.
Oh, love the top.
Thin press hall. All right.
So, how did we do, ladies? Good. I like everything. Well, that's wonderful. Maybe not.
Now, the moment of truth.
Okay. This is the most clothes we have ever bought in one store before. That's a big pile. Everybody's
Mom's
happy.
walking away happy here.
Okay, give it to me.
Your total comes to $1,004.83.
Oh my goodness. Okay. There was a bit of sticker shock for me too, but I thought, why not?
When I saw the price, I actually felt so bad. I was like to my mom, I just want to go return everything we just bought. I feel so bad for spending that much.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I think that even though my mom is being really safe about it, definitely has changed her life.
I was just so happy for her that she could win this, and she deserves it so much. So she really deserved it, and I couldn't have happened to a better person. I love her so much. She does everything for us, and now she can finally have some money to do things for herself.
Great to know that we don't have anything to really worry about anymore. Like in the past, my mom was stressed, and now you don't really see that.
She's having a really fun time, and that's so good to see my mom so happy.
1, 2.
The lottery has changed my life, really in making my life more comfortable, knowing I'm secure for the future, knowing my daughters are secure for the future, their education is paid for, and that we shouldn't have to struggle.
Oh, God.
Coming up.
I always kind of feel like anytime someone plays the lottery, it's throwing money away.
How did this working husband and father of 4 change her mind?
I will receive that check until I'm 87 years old.
What's the most frequently drawn number in the Mega Millions lottery? The answer when we return.
Lindsay brings the design.
Love this color.
Pants.
I got Botox injection site pain. Skin.
It's all good.
False.
In the Mega Millions lottery?
Robin's trying to fix it and make it work, but I don't know if that's even possible. Okay, I have a secret.
You have a secret?
Sister Wives, Sunday at 10 on TLC.
What's the most frequently drawn number in the Mega Millions lottery? 48.
I usually buy a scratch off here and there from this gas station, and I would just pull in, set myself up to get some gas, and from there, the story tells itself.
We're the Foot family, and we won $1,000 a week for life.
In April 2011, Dwight and Nicole Foote scratched their way to the paycheck of a lifetime in the Indiana lottery. It was a weekly bonus that couldn't have come soon enough for carpenter Dwight and stay-at-home mom Nicole.
For the big win, we were just your typical family, raising 5 kids, trying to get by, living paycheck to paycheck.
Things were tight. Every time you turned around, there was a birthday or a holiday or, something going on,
Sometimes it would come down to paying the bill or choosing to do something for the girls.
Whenever he had some spare cash, Dwight couldn't help but try his luck on the lottery, much to the annoyance of Nicole.
I always kind of feel like anytime someone plays the lottery or gambles, it's throwing money away.
But on April 18th, 2011, Nicole changed her opinion.
How's it going? When I come walking in, I see the tickets up at the counter, and I'm looking at which ones catch my eye, and the Lucky for Life ticket struck my eye that day, and so I purchased that ticket. I proceeded out to my truck after I paid for everything and scratched it off, and I seen the number at the end was a matching number at the end of the first line, and I started scratching the prize off. And the big black letters, bold letters that said life underneath it started showing, and so I scratched it off real quick in a hurry to see what it was, and it said I was lucky for life underneath there, and I called my wife.
Calls me crying, and I'm thinking, my gosh, something has happened. And then he finally tells me we did it. He goes, I've done it. He goes, I've set you guys for life. He goes, we just won. And he told me what he won, and I just hung up the phone. I just didn't believe it. I just hung up.
Dwight had scratched his way to $1,000 a week for the next 50 years, or $2.6 million over a lifetime.
My family reacted about the same as I did. They were dumbfounded. The world spun. I couldn't really believe that we'd won the money, and I just never thought I'd be thinking about the things I'd be thinking at that point in time right then and there.
Winning the lottery has made things more fun because we can do more things together, whereas before it was always too busy trying to do something here, go to work there.
As soon as the check was deposited, they went shopping.
The day it became available, I went straight out and went car shopping. We only had one vehicle, and it was falling apart. So we went out and got a used van. This is my 2005 Pontiac Montana minivan. I gave a little over $10,000 for this car, which was a little bit cheaper than some of the newer ones, but this one here, I just liked it much better because of all the extras that it had. I love it. It's been the greatest car that I've had, and I just love driving it.
This is my 1996 Chevy Silverado that I purchased after winning the lottery. With a motor that only had 7,000 miles in it, I thought $5,000 was a good deal. This thing will allow me to do anything I want to do in the road or, off the road.
And speaking of off the road, their big win allowed the Foote family to take their first real vacation.
So what was your guys' favorite part of the trip to Florida?
The swimming.
The swimming where?
At the ocean.
The Footes embarked on an eye-opening trip from Indiana to Florida, seeing sights none of them had experienced before.
They had not been too far out of the state, so actually going on a drive that far was an experience for them.
And while the trip was great fun for the kids, for Indiana native Nicole, it was a revelation.
Seeing the ocean for the first time, for me, was breathtaking. I couldn't believe that I was actually there. Couldn't tell where the sky and the ocean met. It was really very, very beautiful. But to see the look on my girls' face when they got to run out on that beach for the first time, that was amazing. They were just like starstruck. They just thought it was the most awesome thing that they've ever seen in their life.
But the most important lotto bonus for the Footes is being able to afford a step up from the 2-bedroom house they're currently renting.
We're looking to buy a new home so that my girls can have their own bedrooms and have more, space in the house where they can roam without being so close quartered.
Well, here it is. You ready to go look at it?
Yeah.
Ah, this is a nice sized master bedroom. Before the lottery, purchasing our own home was not a thought that ever crossed our minds, but since the lottery has changed our life a little bit,
You found your man cave.
it's exciting to start making a home with our girls that we can call our own. Oh, the dining area is wonderful. We could get everybody in here, plus some.
Well, I can say that as far as space goes, from what we have now to this, it's like my house times 3.
Ah, this must be the possible bedroom, possible 5th bedroom.
We could definitely make a go of a house this size. Nice to have a house big enough for holiday dinners.
But it's not just the possibility of being able to buy a home and affording vacations and new cars. The win has made a big difference in the day-to-day lives of the Foots.
Life has changed for me since winning this money just by relieving a lot of monetary stress. Dwight's been able to stay home in the evenings. He's been able to come home some days early from work to spend time with us where we could never do that before. He's not having to be as busy in the evenings when he gets home trying to wrestle things up and, make that extra dollar on the side.
Did winning $1,000 a week instantly change my life? Yes, I would have to say so.
Thank you, God, for everything you give us.
Winning $1,000 a week for life takes a lot of the stress of worrying about 5 girls going to college, for sure, and sets everything in a much brighter perspective now in the future.
I do believe that winning this ticket was pure luck, plain and simple. So I believe luck was firmly on his side that day.
When a surprise win makes you richer than your wildest dreams.
I am Bunky Bartlett, and I won $84 million in the Maryland lottery.
What happens next?
I'm interested in money, especially my own money.
Do you indulge your own personal passions?
This is my fun machine.
Or spread your wealth around?
Bunky did help me purchase the crab house.
It should be the win of a lifetime, but for some, it becomes a nightmare.
I was just like, oh, what am I going to do with a house in Maryland?
I'm Louis J., and I won $1 million in the lottery. You all set for this weekend?
When college student Louis J. followed the family tradition of Boy Scouts, he had no idea the finance training would come in so handy.
In the Boy Scouts, you have to there's like personal accounting merit badge, personal management merit badge, where they teach you how to manage money.
But even the Scouts couldn't prepare Louis for becoming an overnight millionaire.
This is the story everybody wants to hear. So it was my birthday. I went to a donut shop, got this large frozen drink, and it just slipped out of my hand.
My mother had a saying from the old country that if something sweet fell on you on a special day, was a very good omen.
My grandmother said, oh, well, if you spill something sweet on your birthday, you should go buy a lottery ticket.
Louis bought a $20 Megabucks scratch-off.
I matched 6 from my numbers into the winning numbers. And I remember when I scratched it and the prize said $1 million.
The 19-year-old Boy Scout had just collected a cool $1 million, taking home $650,000 after taxes.
And then I literally just was in shock for at least 2 days after.
I didn't want to have that. I told you so in my voice, but I was very happy for him.
He took it in stride and realized it is very, very nice, but he's still going to have to work.
I used to write on the computer. If I ever won the money, I would give to this, to that, to charity. So when he did win the money, he just printed it out.
In true Boy Scout spirit, the computer science student gave 10% of his winnings to charity and money to his family.
The maximum allowed you can give as a gift is $12,000. So I gave that to each of my parents, my aunt and uncle, and my grandmother to help pay off some bills.
But with his good deeds done, this Boy Scout has allowed himself a few extravagances.
Right now, we're in New York, in Manhattan specifically, at World. I guess my main one splurge with my money has been buying nice shoes and T-shirts. So I buy like 3 pairs of shoes or like 4 or 5 T-shirts at a time.
He likes to shop in New York and Miami, spending up to $1,000 in one go.
This one's cool. Because it has the hat there. This one's nice, isn't it?
Definitely, I'll take it.
So it's going to be $486.31.
Apart from buying you a new image, Having $1 million as a student can bring a lot of perks.
This building right here, Newell Hall, is where I lived my freshman year and my sophomore year.
Like moving off campus and buying some new wheels. But Lewis passed on the Porsche.
So I ended up buying a 2008 Chevy Malibu LTZ, fully loaded. And I know it sounds fully loaded, but really fully loaded includes a sunroof and a 3-prong outlet in the back seat. I found a friend of mine from high school, and I moved here to this townhouse. I love living off campus. It's so much more free. Hey! The most ridiculous thing I have, besides my car, which isn't too ridiculous, is the big TV I have at my place.
He hasn't gone crazy because this teen millionaire wants to grow his money for his future.
All my money is invested in about 80% stocks and 20% bonds.
He's gambled his remaining $550,000 on the volatile stock market. But is his luck about to run out?
This is crazy. They're all just trying not to lose money.
Hi, I'm Karen McHale, and I won a $1.2 million house for $50.
When Karen McHale bought a charity raffle ticket, she had no idea what she was getting herself into.
I saw on TV this couple in Maryland had decided to raffle their house, and they had partnered with a charity, so I decided to buy 2 of the raffle tickets for the house.
For this Colorado resident, the tickets were nothing more than a donation.
And I don't win anything. I wasn't going to win.
In fact, Karen forgot all about it until
I answered the phone, and Tom said, this is Tom, and with the $50 house. And so I'm thinking, why are you calling me?
Karen bought a couple tickets one day, and she forgot that she had purchased them.
He said, well, we just did the drawing, and, you're the grand prize winner, and you won the house.
Karen had won this $1.2 million luxury home in upscale Annapolis.
I was just like, oh, what am I going to do with a house in Maryland? I live in Colorado. I mean, I don't even know anybody in Maryland.
The win was as big a shock to her husband, Ryan, as it was to her.
I said, oh, we won the house.
And the first thing I said was, it's got to be a scam.
Scam.
But it wasn't. The raffle was a clever sales idea by owners Tom and Diane Walters.
We thought this is a way that not only can we sell our house for full price, save the commissions and the closing costs, we can help out a very worthy cause in the process.
The house is an impressive residence set on 2 acres near the Chesapeake Bay. But it didn't start out that way.
We thought we would buy basically the smallest house in the neighborhood and make it our own and add on to it and, kind of customize it for ourselves.
This is the original portion here, and this is what we fell in love with. In between the 2 chimneys is the original log cabin.
Shortly after they closed in 2004, Tom's real estate business boomed, and so did construction on the log cabin.
We could just do just about whatever we wanted. We had this big, empty canvas.
The renovations cost over $650,000.
18 rooms, 6 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, 2 kitchens, and an unfinished basement.
Valued at almost $1.5 million at its peak, the Walters finally had their dream home. But it cost a fortune to run. Then the housing bubble burst, and Tom's real estate business slowed.
The combination of a larger job than we had initially intended, coupled with additional monies that we put into it, along with my income dropping a little bit, made it necessary for us to downgrade.
Rather than taking a loss in a falling market, Tom came up with a brilliant idea: to raffle the house at $50 a ticket.
It sounds very easy to just raffle off your house. It's not. It's difficult, but, we had to have a charity involved.
That charity was a local group called We Care and Friends.
We Care and Friends is a program that works with people that fell through the cracks of life. Folks that's homeless, folks that's on substance abuse. Last year, we found out that we might not be getting any money, that we might be shutting down, and we needed help. Tom called me. We started the raffle.
Now Tom had to get the word out about the $50 house. He created a do-it-yourself media blitz.
Radio, TV, print, Facebook, roadside signs.
Within days, the media latched on to the story. The raffle sold a massive 24,000 tickets over 5 months, raising $1.2 million. But for winner Karen McHale, the house is a blessing and a curse because she forgot to read the fine print.
So I actually have to pay like 40% in taxes on that $1.2 million to keep the house.
Coming up, find out why this lottery winner refuses to quit his day job.
That's the hustle and the bustle of the day. Absolutely love it.
And later, meet America's Wiccan millionaire.
I'm Wiccan. I'm a witch.
What percentage of people think they've won more playing the lottery than they've spent on lottery tickets? We'll tell you later.
Step right up. Welcome to Henson & Son.
And Famous Footwear is the place for great savings. And now, for a limited time, save up to an additional $30 on already great 7 professional monitors.
To the hair I was meant.
You just pick a...
What percentage of people think they've won more playing the lottery than they've spent on lottery tickets? Only 8%.
I'm Bunky Bartlett, and I won $84 million in the Maryland lottery.
One day, Bunky Bartlett, a bookkeeper, was having his tarot cards read at a New Age shop near Baltimore when he received a message that he couldn't ignore.
2 months before I won the lottery, I started getting readings from some of the local tarot card readings here in the shop. And everything that I was getting was telling me I needed to teach more. And that would mean not making any money. My family would be on the street. So one day I'm sitting in the coffee shop after having a reading, and I just kind of like yelled at the universe and said, fine, if this is what you want me to do, let me win the lottery and I'll do it.
Bunky bought a lottery ticket, and with it, a new future as a teacher of the Wiccan religion, among other things.
We just do the quick pick and just let the machine pick the numbers. So that's what we did. Went home, went to bed, and the next morning we woke up multimillionaires.
Bunky and his family won a massive $84 million. He took the payout, landing $33 million after taxes.
Before I won the lottery, I was a bookkeeper, and I was working somewhere between 60 to 70 hours a week. It actually hit me that with the amount of money that we won, that basically we would never have to work again for the rest of our life.
Then Bunky came out of the broom closet and caused a media storm as America's first openly Wiccan lottery winner.
I'm Wiccan. I'm a witch. Wicca is not Satanism.
In fact, it's a modern-day take on an old pagan religion, made popular in 1950s Britain.
Wicca is a nature-based religion, the understanding of nature and our place in it.
The day after he won, Bunky walked into his favorite car dealership with nothing but his ticket in hand. The cash hadn't even hit his account yet.
Hey, Jesse. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. The day that we won the lottery, I called Apple Ford because I wanted to make sure that they would, actually give me a car on just a ticket. And the manager said, sure, come on in, we'll talk. And then he just let me walk off with the car. I actually walked away off the showroom floor with a fully loaded Ford Expedition.
Bunky came in one night, him and his wife, and bought the whole showroom.
I bought a car like this. I bought the sister car to this one. Bought this one for my son.
He spent over $1 million on cars. But the cars were just the tip of the iceberg. To celebrate his win, Bunky threw himself a lavish party.
Guess what we're going to do? We're going to do a rock concert in our backyard. Guess who's going to be the artist? Delana. She's an awesome talent.
Yep, that's the same Delana who shot to fame when she was runner-up on a hit reality series. But when the celebrations were over, Bunky got right back to business.
When I won that kind of money, the first thing that crossed my mind was, I'm now a corporation. I put some of it into investments. I took some of it into real estate. And I just diversified everything to make sure that, I would still have my money, 3, 4, 5, 20 years from now.
Bunky established Pangaya Investments, a company that would oversee all of his ventures.
This is My office, this is where everything happens. This is where I yell at people. This is where I praise people.
My father, his business ideas move about 50 million miles a minute. It's very, very hard to keep up with him. I feel bad for his personal assistant.
Then he started building his dream team. Key players are his personal assistant, Christina, vice president of Pangaya Vera. Daughter Ashley looks after the finances.
A lot of the people that work for me are either my friends or are acquaintances that I have met. I separate business from personal, and I'm very good at doing that.
With his dream team in place, this Wiccan millionaire is launching his first big venture.
Kabunk Records is the label that my wife and I started.
And for his first artist, he's going big.
We are working on signing to Lana.
My name is Tanya Skipper, and I won $4 million in the New Zealand lottery.
That's 2.5 million American dollars. Auckland, New Zealand, a seaside city on the Pacific Ocean, with its very own lotto-winning soccer mom.
I play the New Zealand lottery every week, and I had no expectations about winning.
But on the night before her 40th birthday, Tanya bet $2 on a lotto ticket. The next morning, she checked her numbers.
I said to John, I've got 6 numbers. What does that give us? And we looked it up, and it said 300,000. And that was great.
That's 190,000 American dollars. One heck of a birthday present. But Tanya's husband, John, reminded her to check one more number.
I just happened to say to Tanya, well, pity you didn't Powerball that. And she said, well, I did.
I actually looked down and I had that lucky number 8, and that changed the whole situation.
Tanya's winning jackpot climbed from 190 grand to a whopping 2.5 million. And in New Zealand, the money's totally tax-free.
You don't realise how it changes your life just in an instant.
But becoming an overnight millionaire can be difficult at first. The Skippers were uncomfortable telling family and friends about their good fortune.
How do you go about telling them that you won a large sum of money? You're not quite sure what their reaction's going to be.
John and I decided just to keep it to ourselves for a while and get used to the idea.
It became the couple's $2.5 million secret. Only their sons and moms were in on it.
The kids, we did threaten them that if they told anybody, we would kill them, literally, and they would never see any of it.
The check cleared, and soon after, the millionaire's urge to splurge kicked into high gear.
This is our family home, and we've been here 10 years.
They paid off a mortgage.
Just to get rid of our mortgage in our 40s is just amazing.
And did some redecorating.
Winning the lottery has enabled us to buy some original paintings and drawings. I'm passionate about dancing, and this is one of my favourite paintings. She's a Russian ballerina. This one over here is a tango, and it's also done by Charles Bilic, and he's Croatian.
Then came the new wheels.
First thing I bought was a new car, a BMW.
In the U.S., a classic car like this would set you back around $15,000.
John had a bit of a midlife crisis and decided he wanted a Porsche.
And this one would cost about $20,000.
I've always loved the 911 Porsche. It's always been the ultimate car for me. This is my fun machine. When I pull it out and I just go for a drive, it just takes me into another world.
Travel was also high on the family's wish list.
It's given us freedom to travel around the world, which we couldn't do beforehand.
The Skippers have spent over $65,000 on trips to Italy, Greece, London, and Los Angeles.
We flew business class. That was just unreal.
The Skipper boys got in on the action, too.
Since I love snowboarding and my parents won the lottery, I come here every month.
Snowboards and entry fees can add up.
The boys love this place. It's a bit of a treat. It's quite expensive.
I think that is Alex coming down.
But as the spending spree accelerated, the millionaires started worrying. What might the neighbors think?
I think at the end of the day, people would guess with us travelling and having nice cars, and it just wouldn't add up.
So 5 months after winning, the Skippers finally let family and friends in on their $2.5 million secret.
My mum put pressure on me to tell my family.
But little did they know that revealing the truth would turn out to be one of the biggest mistakes of their lives.
Looking back, we'd probably tell not a soul.
Coming up, find out why investing for the future could make this young millionaire broke.
Everybody's losing money. It's not like I'm the only one losing money.
And later, why winning the $1.2 million house is fast becoming a nightmare.
My biggest fear is that we don't sell this house. You know, because if we don't, then I have to take the best deal, whatever it is.
You can't leave without cuddles, but you also can't leave covered in hair. With Bounce Pet, you can cuddle and brush that hair off. Bounce, it's the shit.
For better chicken, it help you save. Zero heartburn.
TLC. A lucky scratch.
I'm Louis J., and I won $1 million in the lottery on my 19th birthday.
College student Louis J. was only 19 years old when he bought a lucky scratch-off and won $1 million.
He just was in shock for at least 2 days after.
But this kid didn't blow the lot. Instead, he gambled $550,000 on the volatile stock market.
So here we are at the New York Stock Exchange. I'm lucky that I have the opportunity to go inside, and I'm able to see really how all of our money is working.
Since his win, Louis has been thinking about changing his major and future career away from computer science.
This is crazy. They're all just trying not to lose money. I like money. People tell you I'm interested in money, especially my own money. There's millions and billions of dollars come through this room every day, and it makes what I do almost insignificant compared, especially the money I've lost.
In the toughest market in history, this Boy Scout didn't stand a chance.
I've lost about $200,000 in the stock market of the original $550 invested. Everybody's losing money. It's not like I'm the only one losing money. But other than that, I just gotta ride the roller coaster and get off when it stops. That means I maybe made a little money today. Maybe. And it's kind of one of those sobering moments that, yeah, you won the lottery, but now you have to make a real decision. Do you want to stay invested in the market? What do you want to do? And it kind of, your own personal fiscal policies grow up really quick.
And while losing money hurts, it's helped Louis make a big decision that will shape his life.
Hey, Louis, come on in. My pleasure. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Before I won the lottery, I would have said computer science or something in programming.
I am Bunky Bartlett, and I won $84 million in the Maryland lottery.
Wiccan bookkeeper Bunky Bartlett has the universe to thank for his big win.
I started getting readings from some of the local tarot card readings, and everything that I was getting was telling me I needed to teach more. And I just kind of like yelled at the universe and said, fine, if this is what you want me to do, let me win the lottery and I'll do it.
It looks like Bunky was destined to teach others about Wicca. He hit the jackpot and took home $33 million after taxes. He used some of the cash to invest in Mystical Voyage, a New Age center where the tarot card reading took place.
We expanded the coffee shop to double its size, and then we added the Holistic Center. Within the Holistic Center, pretty much if it comes under the New Age occult title, we pretty much do it here.
He really wanted to do good with this money. He's got some plans for, some future spiritual centers.
Bunky's other pet project is his new record label, Kabunk. And he has big plans to sign his favorite artist.
Delana was the reason I created Kabunk. I fell in love with Delana through her performance on Rockstar Supernova. Winning the lottery gave me the funds to be able to purchase her album from HMG.
But Bunky still has to sign this rising star. And while money can buy you the good things in life, it can also bring a ton of problems.
A large box appeared in his driveway. Now, mind you, every letter we opened here at Mystical Voyage, we looked for white powder, and we were checking for explosives.
Hi, I'm Karen McHale, and I won a $1.2 million house for $50.
When Colorado resident Karen McHale won this $1.2 million house in upscale Annapolis, Maryland, she didn't exactly jump for joy.
I was just like, oh, what am I going to do with a house in Maryland? I live in Colorado.
But distance was the least of her worries.
I realized because even though it's a house, it's actually gambling winnings. So I actually have to pay like 40% in taxes to keep the house. Or to sell it, I still have to pay those taxes. So it's about $300,000 in taxes I have to pay.
That $300,000 is due by the end of the year. Karen has 6 months to come up with the cash or face stiff penalties from the IRS. And moving to Maryland isn't an option either. Karen and her husband Ryan already have their dream home perched high in the foothills of the Rockies.
My husband and I, we actually designed, engineered, and built this house. This is our dream home. And you can kind of see why. We have awesome views. We own about 10 acres of land, and we have dogs, so the dogs can run around. We love it here.
With the $300,000 IRS tax bill hanging over her head, Karen has put the house on the market at a bargain price of $799,000.
So Tom and Diane were successful in selling their house, but now it became my problem. I had to sell the house.
But if she does find a buyer, she'll walk away with a handsome profit.
By the time everything is done, I might have $400,000, $500,000.
And she has big plans for the proceeds.
We're going to pay off the mortgage on this house. So we'll be completely debt-free, which is great since I lost my job after I won the house. So, you know, that's a huge weight off our shoulders.
This volunteer firefighter plans to use the remainder of the money to launch a fundraising campaign.
So this is Station 2, and this is a fire station that I'm a volunteer at. We do a lot of stuff in this fire department that normal fire departments don't. We have more wildland fire, and then we have rafting companies, so we do swiftwater rescue. With all the money that I won from my house, I am going to start promoting my fire buddies. And they're little buddies that I made up that we put on the fire trucks, and we hand them out to kids at the scene.
Karen plans to manufacture and sell the fire buddies in major stores, giving the profits to fire stations across the U.S. But she needs cash from the sale to kickstart the project.
My biggest fear is that we don't sell this house, you know, because if we don't, then I have to take the best deal, whatever it is.
So how much did the Walters and the charity make from the raffle?
We ended up selling it for just over $1 million. So we got a good bit less than we had hoped. We had hoped to raise $150,000 for the charity, and we ended up raising just over $25,000.
It didn't work out quite as well as planned, but Tom's eager to give his unique brand of fundraising another go.
Oh, we would do a raffle again. As a matter of fact, we're planning to do another one. Just not in the house that we're living in.
I will in no way be involved in this next raffle.
So will Karen be buying another ticket?
Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm really excited about it and everything. But I tell you, next time, I'm going for cash.
Coming up, join the $84 million jackpot winner as he bids goodbye to his old life.
A little more emotional in the beginning, but now it's more of a feeling of completion that, you know, this is the end of the old life.
And later, find out why hitting the jackpot brought this family a ton of trouble.
Looking back, we'd probably tell not a soul.
What percentage of people said they would continue to work after winning $10 million? We'll find out later.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Lord Disick.
Ever wasted money on?
Eyes on the road.
Your safety is
Erica Trio.
couples, how to please their partner.
No problem with Simparica Trio. This
Tell you something about my past.
An emotional season of My Big Fat Fabulous Life returns Tuesday at 9 on TLC.
What percentage of people said they would continue to work after winning $10 million? It's 42%.
I'm Bunky Bartlett, and I won $84 million in the Maryland lottery.
When you win $84 million, it attracts a lot of attention. But when you're a Wiccan high priest, it can make you downright nervous.
Living this New Age Wiccan witch path, you put yourself up for discrimination, for ridicule, for danger.
I have crystals, I have herbs. There are different herbs that are planted around my property that are very good for protection.
But they weren't enough, and one night Bunky came home to find a suspicious box in his driveway.
I was still living in Dundalk at the time that we won the Maryland lottery. I had planned on staying in Dundalk for a while, but I came home from work one night and found a big brown box on my doorstep, and that did not make me feel safe at all.
Every letter we opened here at Mystical Voyage, we looked for white powder, and we were checking for explosives. And
the box actually contained a safe that an investment company had sent me to put all of my money in because, my money would be safe with them. I really didn't enjoy that. It didn't make me feel safe at all.
Bunky and his family fled town, leaving his house and all his belongings behind.
The house was empty for a year and a half. It's a long time to leave something like that empty. And, there was nothing in there we wanted, and I really didn't think it was presentable enough to give to other people.
Pipes had started to leak that we weren't aware of, so the house just slowly started to kind of fall apart.
Oh, we crushed the safe. Look at that.
We just knock it down and move on with our life.
Nice job.
Well, that was still my bedroom. So there's a lot of furniture in there and a lot of things in the closets. But those couches are actually a lot more comfy than they look.
Oh, I forgot about him. Hey, Dan, can you rescue the dragon? Yay!
Have a dragon.
Hey, my dragon.
For Bunky, demolishing his home of 8 years marks the end of an era.
I can't believe I'm crying. I don't know why I'm crying. I was a little more emotional in the beginning, but now it's more of a feeling of completion that, this is the end of the old life.
Bunky has put the lot on the market and now lives in a secluded 23-acre property in a location that he refuses to reveal.
Come on, let's go. We're in our new place that's secluded, and hopefully no one else is going to find us, where we can be in our own little world of solitude.
This millionaire is going to need his private hideout away from the stress of his record label, especially when his star act, Alana, is late for a very important date.
Is that her? That's not her.
When millionaire soccer mom Tanya Skipper struck...
So you can take that one home and use it in the shower, okay? They get a confidence boost and makes them feel better about themselves, and they leave here, a lot happier, and that's great.
The millionaire soccer mom has recently cut back to volunteering 1 day a week. Her husband, John, still keeps to a more rigorous schedule.
It's the hustle and the bustle of the day. Absolutely love it.
John has been a funeral director for over 14 years.
It's a hugely rewarding job. We deal with people at different stages of grief. What would I do? What would I do? I love my job far too much to give it up.
Keeping their jobs was good cover for their $2.5 million secret. But when the truth finally came out, the results were devastating.
Well, overall, our friends and family have been brilliant. They treat us the same. We're still the same people.
I haven't seen it high tide for ages.
No.
There's only one person that has, hasn't spoken to us since and wrote a letter about it.
The letter came from Tanya's sister-in-law.
She's dragged up everything in the letter, and, some things I can't remember saying. Maybe she wanted us to do things differently, or perhaps told her earlier on, or if she was looking for a payout or what the situation was, but she wasn't too happy about us and hasn't spoken to us since. I took some very good advice and burnt it outside, and I jumped up and down with a glass of champagne and destroyed it. It was the best thing I could have done.
A reunion between the families still seems a long way off.
If I could turn back time and redo what we did, I would tell nobody. Absolutely nobody.
Coming up, Kabunk Records presents its biggest artist.
The next step is to get her on the label, get the CD finished off.
Hey, everybody.
And later, why money can't buy this young millionaire love.
I could go out and date, but I don't know. And I don't know what their intentions are.
School is back, and Dick's Sporting Goods says that your diet.
Directing water relief guard.
Brillia reduced.
Don't worry about it.
$4 million in the Maryland lottery.
Be a challenge.
She insists on keeping her plastic boot cup.
Tough Love with Hillary Farr. Season premiere Monday at 9 on HGTV.
I'm Bunky Bartlett, and I won $84 million in the Maryland lottery.
Multi-millionaire Bunky Bartlett likes to use his money to help friends and family. He invested in a new age center and set his sister Stacy up at this crab house.
Bunky did help me purchase the crab house. He said, look, I'll take all the risk. You do what you know best and make the money. And, with the economy, I was still a little shaky because I didn't want to lose his money either, even though he has tons of it.
This will actually be the first time I've ever eaten my sister's food here in the crab house. Yeah, I think I made a very good investment with my sister in the crab house. I think it was a really good investment.
You're going to pay. You think I'm playing with you? I'm not.
But Bunky has bigger fish to fry than his sister's crab house. He still has to sign Delana to his record label, and tonight's special concert at Mystical Voyage could seal the deal.
Not yet. Go check.
They're still.
Find out how long.
But already, things are not going to plan.
She says they'll be here in 5. Yeah, right.
We have a very special opening act tonight.
Is that her? That's not her. It's a bus. That would be her. That would be Delana.
Thanks for the great flights, man. You don't have to get us
Did you like first class?
Crazy cool.
Don't you love that?
We loved it.
All right, this one's a love song. It's called Hate You. I'm still breathing without you. I keep on living without you. My living on. I wish you were there.
All the songs on the current album that we bought somehow relate to my life after winning the lottery. The next step is to get her on the label, get the CD finished off, and then we just have to, have the big CD release party, which will either be here in Maryland or over in LA.
Nervous about the success of his first big deal, Bunky is once again consulting the tarot cards. But will they bring the news he wants to hear?
It's a lot about feminine energy. Remember that artists are emotional people, that they are temperamental.
I'm Louis J., and I won $1 million in the lottery on my 19th birthday.
When college student Louis J. won $1 million in the lottery, he invested in Wall Street and felt the pain of a stock market crash.
I've lost about $200,000 in the stock market of the original $550 invested.
He may have lost some money, but he's still a big man on campus. So how is Louis coping with his fame?
I still got to go to class. It's not like I want enough to not go to class anymore.
I think people seem like, oh, he's a celebrity now in such a way. But he's really, like I said before, he's kept it in perspective real well.
Yeah, I took this girl to formal. Ooh. Shut up.
But has the big win won him favor with the ladies?
We will. Hey, everybody.
Maybe if you come to Freshman Fest, you can meet them.
After winning the lottery, I really don't date or meet people. I have a lot of friends. I could go out and date, but I don't know. And I don't know what their intentions are. I know what mine are, but I'll probably date again when I'm poor, though, just so there's no gold digger position in it at all.
He has a lot of friends, girls and guys. I don't really know too much about the ladies in his life.
No, do you want to do it next year?
I mean, is it a whole year, or is it just...
If the stock market continues to fall, Louis could be free to date sooner than he thinks. But the experience has got him thinking about a new career.
Hey, Louis, come on in. It's my pleasure. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
If you would have asked me, I guess, a couple years ago, before I won the lottery, I would have said computer science or something in programming, but
What did you win?
I won $1 million.
Has that changed your life at all?
I guess not too much. I'm still here at Towson, so.
No, it has changed because you said before you were interested in computer science.
Yeah.
And now after winning the lottery, you're thinking of joining
business,
project management and business.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess you want to manage your earnings.
I changed to business administration so I could keep a more watchful eye on my money and know more of what I'm doing. The lottery changed my life for both good and bad. I guess the only bad thing really is losing part of my winnings in the stock market.
Coming up, find out if Bunky's record label will lose its biggest star.
Lana and I have some creative differences.
Are the odds of being killed by lightning greater than the odds of winning $1 million in the lottery? We'll tell you later.
Step right up. Welcome to the Henson and Sons car. The most ghastly. Yourself. No.
I checked it to win it. His allergies were going away.
And auctioned it on
Love using Homoglow.
You win $84 million. You will die from lightning strikes each year, compared to 1,136 new lottery millionaires.
Fine, anyway, but it's still a
bookkeeper Bunky Bar 36 new. Are the odds of being killed by lightning greater than the odds of winning $1 million in the lottery? No. On average, 91 people die from lightning strikes each year, compared to 1,136 new lottery millionaires.
I'm Bunky Bartlett, and I won $84 million in the Maryland lottery.
When you win $84 million, you can indulge every passion imaginable. For bookkeeper Bunky Bartlett, that's signing his favorite act to his new record label and making sure he's got a new car for every day of the week.
I guess before I really decide if I'm going to buy this, although we all know that I'm going to buy it anyway, but it's still like take for a test drive.
Absolutely.
Yay.
Top down, of course.
Bunky already has 11 cars in his collection.
There we go.
But he has a good reason for choosing this Mustang.
I picked the Mustang today because of its color. It's beautiful blue, just my hair. It's great.
Money might buy you flashy cars, but it can't buy everything, as Bunky just found out.
Can I have everybody in the conference room, please? As of today, I have made the decision that we will not be signing Delana. Delana and I have some creative differences that we can't reconcile with. We've had a lot of contracts going back and forth with constant changes. Delana's team was not comfortable with the changes that I was making on the contract. I was not comfortable with the changes they were making on the contract.
Delete me from your world.
Losing Delana is a blow to the record label, but Bunky is determined his business will be a success.
And it's my hope that the next few contracts that we do will go a little smoother, and we will go ahead with more unknown artists and trying to get them to be superstars. Money doesn't buy happiness. It really doesn't. You can have all the money in the world and still not be happy, but money and winning the lottery allows me the time to allow myself to be happy.
And like Bunky, Mom Tanya Skipper is putting the past behind her and trying to forget the trouble the lottery has caused.
There's only one person that hasn't spoken to us since. But, you know, we're just trying to get on with life and live life to the best. Life is so short.
The Skippers will use their money to live life to the fullest. And this cute beach house is the perfect place to spend time with family and eventually retire.
We just happened to walk up off the beach one day. This was for sale. So we decided to have a look. Within 48 hours, we owned it. It's a fantastic little place for the kids.
I think winning the lottery, there are more positives than negatives. It's brought us a lot more independence and freedom, and we're a lot more relaxed with life.
When your numbers line up, get ready for the adventure of a lifetime.
And the next morning, we woke up multimillionaires.
Because a win on the lottery will take you on a journey beyond your wildest dreams.
Basically, we would never have to work again for the rest of our life.
For Tanya and John Skipper, it bought the freedom to travel.
We've done a great cruise and we went to Holland and Croatia.
For college millionaire Louis J., a gamble on the stock market gave him a new career.
I changed to business administration so I could keep a more watchful eye on my money and know more of what I'm doing.
And as for Karen McHale, well, she's still trying to find a buyer and hoping her big win will eventually pay out.
Or maybe I take the best offer and walk away. If I have to do that, then it was for nothing. And I wasn't a winner.
But whether you keep your riches or lose it all,
my main thing with Wall Street is I want my $200,000 I lost back.
A win on the lottery will change your life forever. In every lottery player's fantasy,
We won $315 million.
for most lucky winners, instant wealth delivers the dream life.
My parents don't have to work that much. They're retired.
When people come out here, first thing they do is go, wow.
Can't believe it. It's like a dream come true.
And for some, hitting the jackpot comes when they need it more than ever.
Him being so bad, so poor, down to $2. What I got to lose, my life?
To have Ravens season tickets for life, it's the equivalent of winning $1 billion.
But what happens when fortune stirs up your worst nightmare?
I don't want you being kidnapped and held for ransom.
We're part of the lucky seven that won $315 million in the California State Lottery. Woohoo!
Joyce Honori and Kate Wooten joined the ultra-rich when they won one of the largest lottery jackpots ever. they went from working 9 to 5 in a medical lab to living the good life in Orange County. Joyce was a lab technician.
I drew blood, worked in a medical facility, and my husband and I, we lived in a mobile home. We were just the regular run-of-the-mill people, not, I wasn't making a whole lot of money.
Kate was a full-time architecture student doing receptionist work to pay the bills.
We weren't totally broke, but we were comfortable. I was making $17 an hour, which I thought was a gold mine at 25, and it paid for the apartment.
But her marriage was on the rocks.
I said, it's time. You can move out or I can move out.
On the day Kate decided to leave her husband, she went to work as usual at the clinic, where her friends had a regular lottery pool.
There were 7 of us all together, and there was one other was going to play, and she changed her mind.
One of them came out running and said, hey, you want to buy a lottery ticket? And I said, sure.
Then on November 15, 2005, Joyce and Kate got the surprise of their lives.
We checked the numbers, and they were all there. It's us. It's really us. And I called my husband, and I said to him, well, good morning, Mr. Millionaire. And he goes, what? What are you talking about? I said, I'm pretty sure we won the lottery.
Joyce and Kate and their 5 coworkers were dubbed the Lucky 7. They won $315 million in a Mega Millions jackpot, the largest jackpot in California history. After taxes, each player took home $20.2 million.
I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And even now, we're still pinching ourselves.
The win changed everything.
A lot of money. I can't stress a lot enough.
With that record payout, Joyce, Kate, and their families had in mind nothing short of a life of luxury.
It went from one week worrying if I could pay tuition to school to the next not having to worry about anything.
Joyce and her husband, Ed, moved from their mobile home into a $1 million dream home.
Hi, come on in. Welcome to our house. As soon as we came here, I said, this is it, and he did too. And then we walked out in the yard and saw the yard, and that really convinced us that this was the house. We didn't have a yard. We had a driveway. That was it. Yeah, I think I could sit here all afternoon.
And there's accommodation for 2 brand new cars.
5 fantasy.
5 Powerball with the power play.
When a surprise win makes you richer than your wildest dreams.
I won $62.8 million.
What happens next?
The first thing you said, you never have to work again.
Do you indulge your own personal passions?
It's a cream puff. It's just a cream puff.
Or spread your wealth around?
I always gave, but I think it'll be a little more now.
It should be the win of a lifetime, but for some, it's a dream turned sour.
Everything turns to be about money. Everybody wants money from him.
I'm Richie Randazzo, and I won $5 million from the New York State Lottery.
Richie Randazzo, Brooklyn boy and Park Avenue doorman, sat down in his kitchen one day with a roast beef hero and a scratch lottery card.
I started scratching my ticket while eating my hero. I noticed I matched on number 15. Then I scratched off the prize. Bam! Life. It doesn't get any sweeter than that.
Life meant set for life. $5,000 a week from New York State Lottery for the rest of his life.
First thing I did was thank God. Then I did a little dance around my table.
Then Richie called his mom in Florida.
Phone rings, and it's Richard. Hey, Ma, we're rich, and Neil Diamond is going to give us a private concert. I said, Richard, what are you talking about?
While $5 million won't actually buy you a private Neil Diamond concert, it will buy you the next best thing.
My husband and I flew right in to New York. He surprised us with a stretch limo that was half the size of the block. We had the 4th row seats. We're almost sitting on Neil Diamond's lap. It was a great day.
Apart from treating his parents like royalty, Richie's first decision as a millionaire was to make no major decisions at all for a whole year. He still lives in the same Brooklyn house he grew up in, and he drives the same car.
People ask me all the time, Richie, buy a Lamborghini, a Ferrari. No, I have enough to buy it, but it's not time. For now, this is sufficient. Mega Millions, 65 million, baby. You never know.
He wanted to stay with his doorman's job, too, becoming Manhattan's $5 million doorman.
Some people still recognize me because I did make a big splash in New York. I was the doorman who struck it big on Park Avenue and who was going to move into the building that I worked for. Doorman in Manhattan makes almost $40,000 a year. I won $5,000 a week for life, or $5 million. My friend used to be in there. How you doing? Johnny!
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? How did I find out? I saw a stupid mug on the picture in the newspaper. I said, you gotta be kidding me, you know? And then he was tough to get a hold of on the phone, because at that time he was a superstar, you know?
I've been on a lot of talk shows. I met a lot of great people, from Howard Stern to Regis and Kelly, Inside Edition, Fox and Friends. Not bad for a snot-nosed kid from Brooklyn.
But Richie's 15 minutes of fame didn't go down well at his Upper East Side workplace.
The next thing I know is my job. They sent me a letter that I'm not standing at my post, I'm wearing short sleeves, I'm not in my uniform. I said, what is this? I said, for 6.5 years, I've been working the same way I'm working now. Now all of a sudden you're gonna tell me I'm not doing my job right? I'll show you. I called in sick the next day and went to Atlantic City. It just happened that the media followed me with a beautiful girl and a beautiful car, and they had my picture on the front page of the New York Post. So they didn't take too kindly to that.
Neither did his mom. She wants Richie to find a nice girl and settle down. Richie's girlfriend worked at a well-known New York gentleman's club.
And there she is in this little bikini. And that's when I called him up and I said, Richard, if this does not stop, I'm finished.
Richie's boss felt the same way and fired him.
I enjoyed it and I miss it. Part of me misses all these people. You know, I did the best job I could.
He and his girlfriend went their separate ways too. So now Richie's rich, but out of work. And that could lead him back to a dark past he thought he'd escaped long ago.
I'm that close to going back to where I was. And I never want to live that life. Winning the lottery is a beautiful thing, but without being sober, I wouldn't have nothing. I wouldn't have nothing.
I'm Felipe Pina, and I won $62.8 million.
Chama, New Mexico's a sleepy town, but its local mechanic brought it national attention in May 2007. Auto mechanic Philip Pina played Powerball for 10 years, and 2 years ago, his numbers finally came up.
I worked late at my shop, and when I was leaving, I saw my lottery ticket in the cup holder, and that's when I remembered I better check my numbers. Went and got the newspaper out, and I started reading the numbers, and wow, all the numbers just lined up. I didn't get excited or nothing, I just went home.
He came home, he moves his head and he just goes like this. And I'm like, what's wrong?
I made it look like kind of, you know, I got a problem.
And I said, oh my God, I bet you something with his son.
And I said it, I hit the jackpot.
And he hit it big, real big, $62.8 million. Philip won $62.8 million. He took a lump sum payout of $29.5 million after taxes.
This is a 2007 310J backhoe.
Lottery winners often buy flashy vehicles with their winnings. Philip just has a different take on flashy.
This is a Lexus or Mercedes of all equipment right here.
His passion is restoring classic cars, and this brand new shop is Philip's idea of heaven.
I painted this myself, the floor and everything, just like the dealerships. A lot of people buy expensive diamonds and they buy big yachts or whatever, but I'm not into that really. I buy toolboxes over here. I can go buy, if I want, $10,000 worth of tools. When you have money, you can buy whatever you want to. Ford Falcon Sprint, 1963 Corvette, and the newest toy was my wife fell in love with this This is a 1989 Mustang, but I got a good wife, though. Whatever she wants, she'll get.
If he sounds like a newlywed, that's because he is one.
Want you to meet my wife over here. This is Adeline Pena, and we've been married about 10 years now. Oh, is it 10 months? 10 months.
The couple had been taking things slowly until Philip hit it big. Now they could afford to get married.
My wedding was a very, very special wedding. It was very simple. It was plain and simple, but it was nice.
Adeline, I look at her and I thank my lucky stars, the best companion.
The couple used to live in a mobile home. Now they could build a new 5,000 square foot dream home, complete with 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths.
So we put all this together. My wife, she made the blueprints and everything, and even after I won the money, I never dreamed of having such a beautiful house. So I guess when you hit the Powerball, you do change, I guess, better things in life. This is the first time that we're gonna use this table to eat in it. Just look at this setting, it's beautiful. That's why I love my wife so much. She's beautiful. There's the grandkids. There it comes.
Philip and Adeline are enjoying the good life and sharing their fortune with family. But sometimes there's a downside to winning the lottery.
Everything turns to be about money. Everybody wants money from him. And I think if Adeline hadn't been around, I don't know what he would have done.
Some would go to any lengths to get their hands on his money.
He had got like 5 gallons of gas and sprayed it all around, and he started it on fire.
Up next, the millionaire forced out of his home by the financial crisis.
I couldn't afford to keep this house. I got stuck on those adjustables.
And later, the cat and mouse game as Publishers Clearinghouse tracks down its latest winner.
Hey, I'll hang back.
Okay, that's a good idea.
What's the largest lottery jackpot in history? Find out after the break.
Barbie is the biggest.
Whose gift do you like?
Cuddles. $49.
Love this color.
What's the largest lottery jackpot in history? A whopping $365 million. 8 Nebraska co-workers each took a $22 million share after taxes. It's one visit all Americans dream of, the Publishers Clearinghouse Prize Patrol. In the last 42 years, this American icon has awarded $320 million in prizes, tracking down winners across the country to hand-deliver oversized checks.
Sherwin? Sherwin. Jewel Litchfield? We found you.
Today, we're joining the Prize Patrol on their latest Seek and Surprise mission. It's the crack of dawn, but the team wants to get the jump on their lucky winner, Doris Gray.
Hi, it's Eve Fish of the Prize Patrol, and we're here in South Orange, New Jersey, ready to surprise our big $5,000 a week for life winner.
Publishers Clearinghouse started in 1953 as a magazine circulation agency, using direct mail to sell magazine subscriptions. And in 1967, we added a sweepstakes to it to draw attention to these mailings. Some years there'll be 40 or 50 big prizes. Sometimes, like this coming year, there'll be over 100.
In a house not far from this parking lot, Doris is going about her day. She has no idea that in minutes, she'll join the Winners Hall of Fame with a prize of $5,000 a week for life.
We just scoped out the house, and there were cars there, and we believe that someone's there. For the last 29 years, I've been going out and delivering prizes to these winners.
The big moment has arrived, but will the winner be home?
Hey, I'll hang back.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Somebody's coming.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Is that her?
Doris? Is Doris here?
The team was early,
She's working.
but not early enough. The good news is that they're not far off from finding her.
A housekeeper came to the door, and it turns out that the winner is a school teacher a few miles away, so we're going to try and arrange a visit there.
Bestowing untold riches on unsuspecting winners is a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. The best part is waiting for the winner to appear.
I'm Frank Levis, and my family and me won $6.3 million in the Florida lottery.
Meet Panama Frank.
I was born and raised in the Canal Zone. Panama is where my heart is, and my patriotism is in the United States.
At 50, Frank became a millionaire when his father hit the lottery in 1991 and immediately spread the wealth around.
Well, the first thing he said, you never have to work again, and I liked what he said.
His dad took half the win and split the other half between Frank, his brother, and his cousin. So each would get $1.6 million in annual payments over 20 years. And in Florida, there's no state income tax. Soon, Frank quit his job as a real estate agent.
I was pretty frugal at the beginning. I didn't go out and buy a big sports car. I didn't have anything extravagant. I never bought a brand new car personally. I thought about that because I listened to stories of people that got on the drugs and people that bought all kinds of cars and didn't know how to manage their money properly.
If Frank took a while to get into the swing of being a high roller, he soon made up for lost time.
I bought an 03 Jaguar and was 3 years old and got a good deal. I had a condo.
As well as the Florida condo, Frank splurged on a vacation condo in Panama to keep links with his beloved childhood home. But his best buy was this $235,000 waterfront home in upscale St. Petersburg, purchased in 1998.
This is the house that I bought with the annuity money that I got from the lottery. It's got a total of 4 bedrooms, a nice big sitting area, a double fireplace with this most beautiful view. You know, when I moved in here with my lady friend, this place was a mess. And we're painting and we're doing this and doing that, and we turned it into a beautiful home.
He spent $150 grand on improvements, knowing the property market was about to boom.
We redid all these, and I put these little tiles up with little birds on them to give a little color. I felt that this color here was Latino, and I liked the Latin way of living. I've got a painting here, and I like the personality of that. I put the gecko up, so if somebody wants to let me know they're here, Mr. Gecko's here. And Mr. Waterfall even has the birds. And in here is my bedroom. I've got a lot of shirts, just like the bright colors and the personality. I mean, I don't care what other people think, what I'm wearing, because I feel it's loud. It's, well, I'm loud too at times, but that's my personality. I don't believe in gloom and doom. I like bright colors because bright colors, I believe, bring more positive energy in the world to everybody around me, including myself. Now look at that beautiful shirt.
Good fortune has smiled on Frank, but he's also had his fair share of heartache. His beloved father had a heart attack and passed away in 1991, only a year after winning the lottery. Frank inherited half of his father's annuities worth $1.5 million. His lottery fortune now totaled $3.1 million. But in spite of all this, Panama Frank has a massive cash flow problem. He refinanced his home to back investments, but when the economy crashed, Frank's investment income nosedived.
I just got caught, so to speak, with my pants down like a lot of people.
By law, Frank can't touch future lottery payments, so now he can't even pay his mortgage. Could this millionaire lose what he treasures most?
Get protein.
The Department of Veterans Affairs.
I'm Richie Randazzo, and I won $5 million from the New York State Lottery. And life doesn't get sweeter than this.
From Park Avenue doorman to multi-million-dollar lottery winner, the Big Apple loved Richie Randazzo's rags to riches tale. But there's a story behind every headline, and Richie's starts on a very different avenue in Gravesend, Brooklyn.
I was an Avenue boy. I mean, that was my goal in life. Welcome to my block. We're in Gravesend, Brooklyn. Born here, raised here, hit the lottery here. Hey, Lou.
Richie grew up in a close-knit family, but he and his friends were drawn to life on the streets.
Back in the day here, you know, there was a line of Cadillacs. The guys that drove those cars dressed impeccably. And that was what I was attracted to, the fellas from the neighborhood. This is where I went to from 1st grade to 8th grade. I chose to just to be a tough kid, you know, thought I was a tough kid, but I was a pug, a thug, and a mug.
A little bit of smoking was going on, and they all partied.
By high school, harmless partying turned into hard drugs.
It started out as fun and having a good time, a good laugh out of it. But as time progressed, I didn't go home. And I got involved in a lot of drugs, alcohol. Honestly, I slept on these benches for a long time. And that broke my mother's heart. You know, that almost killed my mother. Actually, my mother almost had me killed because I was such a pain in the ass to her. I spilled a lot of blood here, got shot at, stabbed. I went to too many funerals. I went to too many prisons, but it didn't stop me. It didn't stop me at all.
Family and friends feared Richie's addiction might lead down the same path. But 9 years ago, he came face to face with an old friend who would change his life.
I stole a car. They caught me not too far from here, put the handcuffs on me. I turned around. I looked up. He looked down. I said, Mark? He said, Richie? I said, get me out of here. He goes, get you out of here. He goes, my guys want to kill you. You pulled a 3-mile chase. He said, Richie, when are you going to stop? And something just kicked in. I knew it was time to change my life around. I said, all right, you know, I'm going to try my best to stop this lifestyle.
Instead of jail, Richie went into rehab.
In my struggle every day, I got to remember, you know, where I came from. And I keep that up front every day because it's so easy to go back. And with this great fortune that I have, it's even easier. Winning the lottery is a beautiful thing, but no, it's without being sober, I wouldn't have nothing. I wouldn't have nothing. It would have made things worse.
Richie hopes to inspire others with his recovery story. And now, thanks to the lottery, he has the time to do it.
By me expressing what I went through, I would try to help. Hopefully it would help somebody else because I know I'm not the only one. If I could work something out where I could speak at a college, at a school, at a prison, as long as the coffee's good.
I'm Felipe Pina, and I won $62.8 million.
Filipina was an auto mechanic when he hit the Powerball, and hit it big. Born and raised in Chama, New Mexico, he worked long and hard to build his automotive shop from scratch.
This is my old business. I started here in 1985, so I closed it down about 6 months later after I hit the Powerball lottery.
You have 3
old messages.
Felipe, do you still work in cars? And if you do, please call me back.
After a lifetime of hard work, Philip thought his win would make everything easier. He was wrong.
That's the money. A lot of people come at you real strong.
Like a former employee who showed up at Philip's shop 12 years after he left the job, suddenly demanding money.
A few hours later, they called me, and there was a fire behind my shop and the shed in the back. He had got like 5 gallons of gas and sprayed it all around, and he started it on fire. Burned down most of it to the ground.
The arsonist was arrested. But the troubles got even worse when Philip's family turned against him.
I gave money to my family, yeah. I helped everybody out, my mother, my brother, all the nephews and nieces, and I helped them out so much, but they always want a little bit more, I think, in life.
The demands caused a rift so deep, Philip has no contact with his brother, sister, and even his mother.
You know, my mom's up in age already, and when you cannot even talk to your mother, you know, she brought you into the world, everything. It's to me, it's real disappointing. And if they don't appreciate what I give them, then they're real selfish in life.
Family shouldn't turn against family. And that has been really sad for Philip because I know he misses his family. They'll come around and they'll start talking to us, and hopefully things will get back together again.
But it's not just the family putting on the pressure.
After I won the Powerball, the letters started coming in from all over. I'd get probably 10, 20 letters a day. Here's one from Kirtland, New Mexico.
When you're a multi-millionaire, even strangers want a share of your cash.
Got a pretty crazy one here. The reason for my letter is to look for a sponsor with a lot of capital to back me in poker tournaments.
Coming up, the millionaire hit hard by the financial crisis.
I'll definitely miss it, but it's time to move on.
And later, waiting for a winner who's set for life.
Now we're just waiting for the kids to be assembled in the cafeteria. Everyone's going to see us come in and award the prize.
Which states have the lowest taxes on lottery wins? The answer after the break.
This way, taking action to you to
with the animal, the only environment most of those animals
along with
Let's go take down a wall. And the money to get it all done. It needs Leslie and Lindsay.
Oh, wow! It's all about the money. It's all about selling it.
Unsellable Houses. All new Sunday at 8 on HGTV.
Barbie is the biggest movie of the year, and the
$6.3 million in the.
Which states have the lowest taxes on lottery wins? Florida, Texas, and Washington, where you won't pay state income taxes.
I'm Frank Levis, and my family and me won $6.3 million in the Florida lottery.
When Panama Frank's dad hit the lottery, he immediately spread his wealth around, giving Frank a $1.6 million share. And when his dad passed away, Frank inherited half of his father's lottery fortune too, worth another $1.5 million. Frank invested in property, stocks, and this stunning waterfront home.
I bought this home because the first time I walked in, I saw this view, and that's what sold me on it. It's got 108 feet of waterfront property, a beautiful dock. Even though I don't have a boat, I sit out here and have dinner in the evening and enjoy the sunsets.
But Frank's known hard times. After his dad's death, Frank's marriage fell apart. Then, a woman he shared this dream home with died 10 years ago. While Frank grieved, his investments failed.
My girlfriend died, and I didn't pay attention to the market, and I was just angry, so I didn't really care. But I had faith and trust in America, in our economic system, that the market would come back, and it did not. So I lost.
Worse still, when Frank's waterfront house leapt in value, he borrowed against it to fund his failing investments. And now, he's left with a debt he can't pay. In short, this former millionaire has big cash flow problems. He tried to sell his home, but the housing bubble burst, and now he's one step away from foreclosure.
When I purchased this home, the real estate went up to $1,350,000. Today, this home is worth less than half of that.
He can't touch future lotto payments, and neither can the bank. So the bank's taken his house and will short sell for whatever price it can get.
To avoid the foreclosure process, we will market the property at market value, and basically market value is more than likely less than what the current owner owes to the bank.
But finally, a buyer wants to come back for a second look.
And they are interested in making an offer, and I talked to the agent on the phone. They've kind of thrown out some numbers to me, so I wanted to go through that with you, if that's all right.
Sure, that sounds
okay.
Good. Sure, I can.
If we could kind of clear the things out from in front of the door. What is this for?
Well, I plan on having a party here, one more party before I depart from the premises.
Mm-hmm.
If the sale goes through, Frank will lose his home and every single cent he spent on it. But Frank is an eternal optimist.
But if they don't get it and I get to keep it, then it was meant to be.
Good, positive attitude, and I wish more of my clients were like you.
The hard part here is to be in a place that you love, and it's time to move on. But you see, I don't question it today because I'm not going to beat my brains out worrying about anything. And you'll notice on my mirrors in all my bathrooms, it says you are looking at the main source of all your happiness right in that mirror.
This once millionaire might be forced out of his dream home. He knows it's a long shot, but he's appealing to Lady Luck one more time.
This place here has sold so many winning tickets. I think at least one lottery and 2 fantasies. And I feel that I can be just as lucky as they can, and I want to win this time for myself. 5 lottery,
Okay.
5 fantasy,
5 fantasy.
and 5 mega ball, but power play.
Okay, 5 Powerball with the power play. Don't forget me if you win
If
today.
I win this lottery,
Okay.
I'm going to buy my house back. Hopefully
Good
it's
luck.
tonight.
Will Frank's lucky numbers come up, or will he be moving out?
Is Doris here?
In Paterson, New Jersey, Publishers Clearinghouse Prize Patrol is hot on the trail of its latest jackpot winner, Doris Gray. They tried to catch her at home, but she slipped through their fingers by leaving for work early. Undaunted, they tracked her to this middle school.
We finally arrived at the school where Doris works, and now we're just waiting for the kids to be assembled in the cafeteria. Everyone's going to see us come in and award the prize.
That's like millions of dollars. That means you're a millionaire. You have to get that in there.
She's a school teacher in New Jersey, teaching in the school where she's taught for 38 years. She's beloved by the students and by the faculty there. She's just a really inspiring woman.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Hi, Doris. Where's Doris? Hi, Doris. I'm from Publishers Clearinghouse. We're all from Publishers Clearinghouse. Yeah, you received a letter. You won $1,000 or $5,000 a week for life for the rest of your life. Right?
Hey, he told me that's a scam. Don't send that thing to me.
You just won $5,000 a week for life.
It's just your first week with 5,000.
Cuz, can you believe this? I cannot believe it. I got to take a picture of this.
Suddenly becoming a millionaire can turn your life upside down in a good way.
8 years ago, people, I had breast cancer, and I didn't even think I would be alive. And look at me here with all of this. I'm crying. My head is starting to hurt. I got nervous because the principal came. We were in a meeting with people from the state, and he came and he looked so serious, and I thought something had happened to Grandma Eva. It means helping a brother who was just laid off from his job, helping a sister. I would love to pay my daughter's college tuition loan off. That's the first thing I'm going to do.
But Doris's windfall won't mean she'll be taking a long vacation.
Maybe now I'll take a few days off. I think I will. I'll take a few days off. I gotta see, where do we start? How do we help those who need help?
She's going to spread this money around and do a lot of good works with it.
I always gave, but I think it'll be a little more now.
For Dave Sayer and the Prize Patrol, it's been a great day at the office.
I've been doing this for 29 years, and this is probably the biggest winning moment we have ever had. Okay, I want to get a good big smile.
2 months later, Doris is chauffeured to Publishers Clearinghouse to meet the people who made it all happen.
2, 3, PCA.
She's waiting till the end of the year to splurge, when she'll throw a huge party for all the kids at her school.
How many entries do you get?
Your odds of winning were 1 in 505 million.
Oh my gosh.
Knowing the odds just makes it even harder for Doris to believe her luck.
Each and every one of you had a part in it, and I just want to say thank you so much. It's unbelievable.
Up next, time has run out for Panama Frank, but there's enough for one last party.
Having final closure in my thoughts about this house.
Sunday.
For the last 6 weeks, I wasn't really sure I was going to even stay.
Really, you want to stay separate?
Metamucil
and indulge
to see if
market crash have left him.
He won 6 points. I'm Frank Levis, and my family and me won $6.3 million in the Florida lottery.
Panama Frank Levis had a $1.6 million windfall 17 years ago when his dad won the lottery. But bad investments and the housing market crash have left him unable to pay his mortgage. The bank is short-selling the home he's loved for the last 11 years.
If I win this lottery, I'm going to buy my house back.
Frank knows it's a long shot, so he's packing his bags. With only 1 year of lottery payments left, his future's uncertain, but he's optimistic.
I don't worry about a thing. I've always been provided for. And if need be, I'll get a job. You know, I can always do something.
In that spirit, Frank plans to celebrate his time in his dream home, not wallow in regret.
Well, I plan on having one more party before I depart from the premises.
And a celebration calls for a new party shirt.
Come on in, everybody. Come on in.
Hi. Frank bought this house and rebuilt it. It meant a lot to him. It was a dream come true.
Time to move on. I'm going to be a renter, no taxes, no insurance.
Even though it's difficult for him, he'll move on and he always makes the best of everything.
Hey, friends, God bless you. I'm glad you all came today because today I feel real good that I'm having final closure in my thoughts about this house. Thank you. Oh, I'll definitely miss it, but it's time to move on. I've had a good run. I've been here, as I said, 11 years.
It's a new chapter for this Lotto millionaire.
For the most part, I'm very grateful where I'm at today. And if I had to do it all over again, I would do it again. And again and again and again.
I'm Richie Randazzo, and I won $5 million from the New York State Lottery.
Brooklyn's Richie Randazzo says he won the lottery twice. First when he got off drugs, and again when he nabbed $5 million with a scratch-off.
My hobby is cars. I'm a fanatic for cars, muscle cars from the 60s and the 70s. That's my thing. Things like that make me happy.
When Richie won, he decided to take things slowly for a year. But he did splurge recently on this caddy, which he bought used from a friend.
It's a cream puff, you know? It's just a cream puff. I just love the car. When I saw it for the first time, I said, someday I gotta have one of these. She's a beast. You know, money doesn't buy happiness. All it does is buy you a nice Cadillac to drive around looking for it.
A year later, Richie is ready to get serious about his future.
Wayo, Mariucci. How you doing? Beautiful day, drop the top, go take a ride to Coney Island. One of the train stations, that's one I used to sleep on. I've been coming here for about 35, 40 years, since I was a kid. My dream has always been to own a little piece of Coney Island.
He'd like to reopen the Dunk the Creep game, his favorite as a child.
You get a comedian in a tank of water with a target, he insults you, and I give you 5 balls for $3, and you try to sink them in the tank. You know, my main priority is to keep this money, to make this money grow, you know, expand. You know, a lot of people lose their money right away. You know, the first thing I did was put the money right in a bank.
But this Brooklyn boy's mom has other priorities.
Richard's still not married, which I'm wishing there's got to be some girl out there for him. Please answer.
Up next, the multi-millionaire who's still learning the ropes.
I had never had this done in my whole life, so I guess that's what money can do for you.
How many lottery winners stop playing after they hit it big? We'll find out after the break.
Barbie is the biggest movie of the year.
Leave with Sky Risk or gastroenterology.
Never-ending first course.
Things to
Where you're at.
Philippines, the rest keep
than ever before. Now 7 days a week on TBS.
How many lottery winners stop playing after they hit it big? Just 2%. The rest keep trying their luck at least once a week.
I'm Felipe Pina, and I won $62.8 million.
Filipina won $62.8 million in the New Mexico Lottery Powerball. Suddenly, everybody knew his name and the contents of his bank account. He receives up to 20 letters a day from strangers hoping to get their hands on his money.
Dear sir, I have bad credit. I owe the IRS. My payroll check is being garnished. You know, they max every credit card out. and then they hear about a Powerball winner. No, that's, they got into it, and you get out of it. I ain't gonna help him out at all. There was some in there that are asking for hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's, yeah, you go broke. I had one that I met with and everything, and pretty much he wanted like $8 million, you know, that's crazy.
Philip prefers to use his money to help people in his own community.
I've helped people out with scholarships going to college, and that's people that really need help.
And education is his favorite investment.
A lot of kids here in these small rural towns, there's not many jobs, so if you get into school and get an education, you can go out in the world and get a really good job.
Philip made a deal with his son, Philip Arthur.
After I won the Powerball, he asked me if he could quit work, and I thought I was going to give him money and just be a little bum. I told him he had one option, and that was to go to school.
If his son stays in school, Philip pays all the bills. He hopes that one day he and his son can start a business together. Because for all his millions, there's one thing Philip will never give up.
Philip is a workaholic. You know, he starts working in his garage. He does something outside. He starts working, or he starts piling up wood. You know, he's working here and there, and I try to tell him, you know, we need a break. We need to get out and do some other things.
I don't, because I'm used to doing all this work. One, two, three.
But after a relaxed weekend with family, the message is finally getting through.
So this is a good day for a little surprise after a long week.
He's taking his wife to Pagosa Springs, the luxurious resort visited by celebs like Oprah Winfrey. Around $1,000 for a romantic weekend, it's a first for this lottery couple.
I've been wanting to come over here for a long time now, and I keep telling him, but he was so busy. But my God, I love this place. Thank you. You're too much.
While he may have $29 million in the bank, Philip admits he's still learning to live as a rich man.
Miss Virginia, you ready for your massages?
Like when you get a job with a company, you're like on a probation, and that's what I'm going through. I'm learning what I'm going to be doing with all this wealth. I never had this done in my whole life, so I guess that's what money can do for you. I think the man upstairs has taken care of me, though, and he's blessed me all along. He really blessed me with a big one in life. I love you, babe.
I'm Richie Rendazzo, and I won $5 million from the New York State Lottery.
Richie Randazzo survived drug addiction and a dangerous past. Today, he has more to celebrate than his $5 million lottery win. It's his 45th birthday, and Richie will share it with his parents and family.
My parents live in Florida, and they've been down here for about 10 years. It was a perfect spot for them. As you can see, we have tight quarters here at the Rendazzo house in Florida. Do you microwave this?
Yeah.
But you know something, Ma? Everything changes, but certain things remain the same.
Some people thought Richie might never make it to 45, but not his mom, Cora.
She never gave up on me. Never, no matter how bad things got.
But on the eve of her son's birthday, Cora still has one pressing concern.
With Richard, all I keep asking him is there has to be somebody out there for you to spend the rest of your life with. And he keeps saying, no, she hasn't been made yet.
Set for life and looking for love. I gotta bring home that one good girl for my mother.
But until Ms. Right shows up, Richie is taking life day by day. Right now, it's time to eat, drink, and be merry.
This is beyond a special day for me. To have all you guys here, my family with me. I love yous. Chindan. And listen, nobody, and I mean nobody, leaves without getting a lottery ticket.
Now that Richie's
set for life.
Set for life. We get to have more of Richie.
We got a lot of money, don't worry about it. Everybody gets lottery tickets. You know, I've had my problems with drugs and alcohol. Most people had me scratched off years ago. But that's my challenge in life, you know, to prove everybody and myself that I can do this.
Grandma Frank Levis faces challenges too. Buyers have offered the bank $500,000 for his home, and Frank's downsizing to this beachside rental. His lottery numbers haven't come up yet, but he's still hoping.
I can run for you.
You can retire.
Meanwhile, teacher-turned-millionaire Doris Gray will retire in a style she never dreamed of.
I still can't believe it. It's hard to believe.
It only takes a split second for a ball to drop or a number to come up.
I got my reading glasses out pretty much, and they lined up. I had a winner.
But if it's your number, one thing's for sure. Richer or poorer, in sickness or in health, hitting the jackpot will change your life forever.